on, say it. I sure say it. Can you? I believe, say it. I believe. You are the God of miracles. You are the God of miracles. You are the God of wonders. You are the God of wonders. You are the God of power. You are the God of power. I believe, say it. I believe. I believe. Say it, say it, say it. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. Now everybody get radical for 30 seconds. Come on, dance on the devil's head. Come on, come on. Come on. Y'all ain't radical enough over here. Balcony, I can't feel ya. Move your feet, everybody. Let's go. I see you back there. Balcony, y'all gotta come on. Hey, come on. So long, Baba. So long, Baba. Come on, y'all, help me say it. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. So long, so long. Y'all catch it, everybody. Come on, say it. So long, Baba. Everybody in the building, raise it up, say it. So long, Baba. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. Let's go. So long, Baba. One more time, everybody in the building, say so long. So long, Baba. Hey, come on. So long, Baba. Goodbye to my pain. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. So long, Baba. Just one more time in the balcony, everybody say it. Say so long, Baba. So long, Baba. So long, Baba. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. So long, Baba. Let's go. So long, hey, so long, yeah, so long, hey, so long, yeah, so long, yeah, so long, say it, so long, yeah, so long. Goodbye to my sorrow, hey, goodbye to my pain, y'all. Goodbye to my trouble, goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye, fear, you ain't welcome here. Goodbye, fear, you ain't welcome here. Hey, so long.
Andy, good morning. Orlando here. Andy, I saw a clipping yesterday of the visit of Prime Minister Modi to Trinidad. Don't forget, the Prime Minister of India is coming to Trinidad tomorrow afternoon. And I want all Indians, all Trinidadians, to go to Cuba and support and welcome the man, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, the great Modi, the great man. The great man is coming to meet a great woman, Kamala Prasasa. And we want that support, that welcoming party for him. This is no fake king or pretend king or assumed king or want to be a king. This is the great man. The great man behind Mandela, the great man behind Gandhi. Modi is the next great thing, the next great person, the next great leader. And he is coming to meet another great leader, Kamala Prasasa. And Andy, I was in Parliament yesterday, the Senate, and boy, those oppositions to talk a lot of crap, tata, doo-doo. Then come two people, Hawaii, A.B. Young, or A.B. Brown, whatever his name is. And the one from Tobago, she don't even know when she coming. And don't talk about coming or going. He has no clue what he's talking about. The woman from Tobago, she didn't know who built the hospital. I mean, these women, who did it take? Who the president picked to be senators, man? They don't do the homework, they don't read, they don't do nothing. Like in a Saudi, I don't even do one simple read what's going on in the country. I mean, I'm getting like, sick of watching the channel because you know what? I can't stand that people no more. And don't forget, people, Modi will be in Cuba tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I think he's going to go Cuba in the stadium. So Trinidadians, don't forget to go and welcome this great man. Because remember, two great persons meeting each other. They come up beside Professor and the great Modi. Let's show the PNM and those Gadahar's PNM supporters how we can build our country back through India, not through Ghana, not through yam, not through slaves, but through technology, agriculture from India. Okay, Andy? Talk to you later, man. Bye. Andy, one more thing. Andy, Kojiga, Ethiopia. What happened is the Pakistanis are selling donkey. They sell donkey for income. They have no money, so the Pakistanis selling donkey. Instead of being nice to India and be a partner, a close neighbor, so India could help them to build a country. The Pakistanis are selling donkey to make money. They have no money, they're broke. That is what you get when you have a military government. You have to feed the military and don't feed the people. So that is exactly what's going on. You have to sell donkey to make money, Andy. Talk to you later, Andy. And that's a fact. And Modi is the greatest prime minister in the world. And he's coming to me, the greatest female prime minister in the world. Later.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mickie. Morning, Trinidad Tobago. Morning to everybody who's on the line. Andy, listen to this now. We only went Africa, right? And bought back some seeds to plant, right? Some cassava seeds or whatever seeds you went, yam seeds, right? You went and bring back yam seeds and all the other seeds that you could have bring back from Africa. The man didn't bring back an investment or nothing like that. The Prime Minister of India is coming to Trinidad. I think he should be here by tomorrow or whenever. I don't know. Right? And all of a sudden now, these racist PNM and them seems to have a problem with that. Not understanding that when people like Modi and these people come here, they come in with
A pleasant good morning, Lennox, Mickie.
investments, But the yam seed and them, right? I want to tell you, Oli, we haven't seen no investment in that, What did that brought to the country as an investment? And talking about planting yam. Look, you see these people in them, actually, the DNA of the PNM is absolute corruption, It's wickedness and evil. Like these people in them, like them was born in the pits of hell, Because them sole intention is to destroy Trinidad and Tobago, That is all these people could see, Them can't see the future, I don't know what is wrong with this kind of thinking. It is so poor and myopic and narrow-minded to say the least. Look, I go on, yes, God bless.
Pleasant good morning, Mickie, Lennox, and Andy. Well, Mickie, I agree with you 1000%, 1000% and going again because I mean this PNM and them, enough is enough. You understand? They didn't care about nobody and they don't even want them looking to slow down the progress in the country. I think at this point in time, we should be still in election mode and just look to just step on the gas pedal again and wipe them up entirely. I know that dream team that them think they have this be on TV, all four of them, in a little cluster thinking that they're still controlling and obviously them should just step aside and just let the country go forward. Enough is enough with them, and I ain't fed up with them. Let me just wipe them out technically in the sense of political, not no violent, but politically just remove them entirely from the corridors, and just keep exposing them where it has to be, and just get rid of them. Let the country go forward, man. Hey, I ain't even with this thing, Blessings, everyone.
Good morning, Trinidad Tobago. Andy, good morning.
and everybody in the chat, Lennox, Mikey, and yourself. Hey, listen, talking about that COVID thing and the pandemic, what's going on. What about the money that we give them twice? What about the money for that? Did you figure out where all that money went to? As we touch on that subject, they need to investigate where all that money went to. They haven't given it to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. All that $millions of dollars. All right? So that's how have to investigate that also, Andy. Can you elaborate on that also? Or you are Lennox? All right. And good morning again. I see the video when Mr. Falzabad was talking about. And I'm looking at that video. And my heart boiling. I say, man, if it was me, man, it would have been a different ball play. Right? You'd have to pick him up in a body bag.
Andy, good morning. If I was the recipient of all them thought and injustice and humiliation there yesterday, I'll see Tony back and walking in front of my vehicle, or also he under my vehicle some any side road. Thank you.
Morning, Andy. Mickie, Lennox. Top of the morning to each and everyone, all the contributors, all the listeners. These days, I know, like we had to get someone like international in the judiciary system, like a professional lawyer like this woman, like Jasmine Crockett, that at least expose these fellas and bring them to justice, because they will just continually keep trying to manipulate the past followers to see if they can upset the movement and the UNC going forward. I don't know, that's my opinion. We should get some kind of proper legislative action against them. We don't even have to be talking all this talk and crying on and moving about free and still trying to have influence over people in this country when the time has done up already. Thanks very much for the little time. Locked on and listening as usual. Maurice MC.
Good morning, Andy. Marshall Marco Walker is.
And you only get this now. I'm a problem again here, so I don't call you so much. We went to the bank, we have my wife and my common law wife and myself are both pensioners. You know, and I wanted to put my common law wife as a benefactor on my account in the First Citizens Bank. And they tell me I have to go to the pension office to get a letter stating that we get a pension. But every month I go to that bank, I have a account there and change my pension check. They know that we are both pensioners, right? Because we changing our money right in the First Citizens Bank. So how come they want me to go and get all the salary run around, get a letter stating that we, you know, that we collected money from pension office and all them kind of things. I don't mind the utility bill and all them kind of things, but you tell me I have to go back there and get a letter. This place not that competent, so when I go.
You think coming across very, very background, you also right there sending a message with the radio playing, with it playing in the back, and it really kind of I catch my tail on. I know it's something about pension, and you always go to the First Citizen, but I really don't understand, and all you have to make sure listen a clear voice note. We'll try the next voice note and see.
You know, Lennox, Andy, Penny and them with old slippers. You see, they could just use them, and when I don't want them again, you shove them in a corner. You understand? The only 10 people on them is old slippers. She only talking and trying to call bacchanal about the C-type thing and the C-type thing, how to get lawyers and they go do this and do this. You understand? Penny, why she didn't get lawyers when Rowley was bad, so when Rowley was bypassing she all the time and her she like her old slippers in her corner. Why she didn't get lawyers to represent she when he was bypassing her as a deputy political leader and bring Stuart Young out of the blues and make him, and she had also sign with him. Otherwise today she would not be there. If she usually go against Rowley, all of them will go against him, you will tell them they can't go back up on a PNM ticket again, and you will find new people to represent him, to represent the PLM. So why there's no hush up and let the woman do what she had to do? So all of them was silent, all of them didn't have no mouth all the time. The mouth went on holidays when Rowley was in power. When Massa was in power, the mouth went on holidays. Now Massa gone. Now Massa dead and gone and rotting. You understand? They open their mouth now, they find out the mouth come back. You understand? You just hear him coming on the road, still showing up with the police and them overtaking the whole line of traffic, endangering people's life coming down the road. Because they're on the side, but coming up, they're on that side overtaking everybody. And from Mocha to the police station has some dangerous corners. And they come along them corner. Where will pull? Where will you pull? In the drain? These fellas and them really overdoing it. Rowdy still overdoing it. You understand? Let them hold the tail, Rowdy and them. They do enough destruction to this country. And the lady taking her time and fixing it. And they can't handle that. So distraction is all they're trying to bring up. All this distraction they're trying to cause to show the people, of course. You understand? But she's damn right. She's standing, she's wrong. Oh, they have a blessed day. Trinidad. Yes. You know, I hope you have to get a permit to go and match, you know. All the match they call them for match. The same way always have to get a permit. I hope you have to go to the commissioner of police to get a permit to match, you know. For the stupidness they were trying to instigate it. No permit for them to match. The same thing they need to do all you. You understand? So let me see.
And that thing with the policeman or the soldier, whoever he is, who keep doing that. Apparently he has been doing that for a long time. The family feel they are bad. Isn't it about, should somebody take the law into their own hand and deal with them in a certain way? Everybody would find they shouldn't do that and they shouldn't do this. But nonsense is nonsense now, Andy. When would the law take charge of what's going on and not let people like them interfere with people? That is somebody's son he interfere with, you know. So how fair is that? How fair is that? Was it the gun he was hitting the people child in the head with? Was it the gun in the people child head? Listen now, it's time parents deal with these bullies, be it in school or outside of school, you know. Because when we see the law doing what they're supposed to do, then that would stop. Because nobody doing nothing. Where is the law in all these? Only recently they charged 6 children and then everybody making noise about it. These children, really? What about the victims of those children? What about the victims of those children, mentally, physically, and otherwise? So now I am saying, should the people take the law into their own hands and deal with these people who vex laws? Not so? Who vex laws? Because nonsense is nonsense. We have to stop that nonsense.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Like Ralph Gonzalez forget that the hurricane season now start. Let him know, Andy, that we have no monopoly money to help them when the thing hit the fan. Eh? He's worse than Annie Makaram. He eat all we food and now spitting at we. Ralph Gonzalez, you're shameless. You're nasty Nimakaram. And pray and hope you don't have to come back by us for no money. We will object to Kamala giving you anything. You know why? Because you laugh at with money and balling thing, but that's the same money that feed you and your whole nation for years. You stink and dirty man. Andy, you say no cuss or no cussing, I send me messages. I am here play to this dude. What going on? These are good for radio too.
Time running out on me by Pitbull, boy. Seeing what it is what I'm trying to do. So if they get everything seized, so they wouldn't be able to pay nothing at all. So all these years I going through with my matter and win my matter, they wouldn't be able to make no compensation. I find the court showing too much leniency to a guilty party.
Good morning, Ground Report. Andy Williams, Michael Cole, Lennox Smith. This morning, my friend Bruno and Andy, as you always say, concerning, I find recently we seeing a lot, especially like I just read things on Ian Allen Facebook page, and sometimes read it on the papers and hear it on the news. And it's concerning these migrants. I find, recently it making more and more news. Just tonight I reading where they're saying a Hispanic descent person, but sometimes they're just afraid to say Venice, illegal migrants, as some of them is. But I was watching where the whole about 7 or so of them in some tavern or street in Aruka, and it was said that, police intelligence and some intelligence-driven operation. But what intelligent operation you had to get? You go in any sawmill yard, any hardware, any grocery, any construction site, anyway, home chicken depot and thing, and there's one set of illegal people working in this place. You don't have to have no big intelligence driven to get them. You understand? We need to do like what is taking place in America to an extent and sealing our borders, illegal crossing in America almost down to zero. Imagine that, and what caused it is leadership. You might like him or dislike him, but he's a man of action. You understand? And this government promised to deport some these illegal people in our land, and I feel it's time to start doing it. It had too much of things you're seeing where they're holding up people. I saw somewhere, I think this happened in Launch Park, where a group of them hold up this woman, and then you're seeing them in these prostitution ring and all kind of illegal activities. So I just want to say, the police it is no intelligence driven. Just visit some of these business establishments and start to seek those who here illegal and those who here legally and deal with the situation. And what they need to have is a mind to do it. If you don't have a mind to do it, nothing will happen. You understand? You have one president in America allowed millions to come in, and the next one stop it. And the one that allowed the millions to come in, what he used to say? Oh, they can't stop it. There's legislation and this and that have to pass. You understand? There's nothing to pass. You just have to have a mind to stop it. And it's time to seal our borders and make these people have consequences for breaking our immigration law. And you will see how much of these things go stop. You understand? Well, that's my little 2 cents say this morning, and I wish all the gentlemen all the best. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Government report, morning Trinidad and Tobago. Morning UNC family to the UNC government. Andy, my issue still is and still be going on. These CPAP workers, they're not listening. They're not listening. They're on protests. You understand? They forget how this man this Keith Rowley just closed down and shut down Petrotrin, a big revenue and they forget 4 divers dead and up to now they get compensation. You understand? They forget 17 babies died on in their queue. The Dragon Dance deal, how when they still be out. You understand? And they still want to compare themselves to the UNC government. They get 1,000, they get paid to stay home for a month till the government sort out the contracts and still they want more. These are the same Barabbas people, right, that helped crucify Christ and worship the golden calf and the earth open, God opened the earth and swallowed them up. You understand? There are some uneducated fool, as Lennox said, they need laxatives. They need some laxative because they're full of feces. Okay, guys, have a nice day. Thank you.
Good morning to the Ground Report family. I would like to ask CDAP what's really going on because you're calling them, they're not answering, right? They're going in 2 to 3 months down, they don't have insulin. People want to know what it is going on. They're not answering nobody. The phone only ringing, and nobody answering, right? If this is what's going on, right, the PNM is still in charge. Because how come the only time you was getting expired medication and as UNC lost win election, right, and PNM lost election, right now they're victimizing people. I want to know if PNM still in power. Because the problem is that all the time we was getting expired medication and now we're not getting none, right? And when they're calling them, nobody answering. We like the Prime Minister to get involved to find out what is going on. Why is it they're victimizing people? Because right now they're victimizing us because they lost election. They want to know why is it we getting victimized. Sugarwaners don't have insulin. Port of Spain don't have. Anywhere call, they don't have. Right? This is a victimization. This is willfully wickedness. Because all the time you used to get expired medication, and now we're not getting none. Some people cannot afford it. We can't afford it because it's 240. Some place selling it. Some place selling it 200, right? And some of us using 6. We had to get 3 bottles of the insulin. That is $600 or $750, right? So many people that cannot afford it, so we calling upon the Prime Minister help us out. Why she still had the PNM people in power victimizing poor people?
Insulin man, you gotta have your insulin man, you gotta have. You want expired medication, you fool. Only that you can go drop yourself into a powdered boner. You're such a dummy. I know you're paying stupidity. They're trying to figure out where the money and how they could get things done. You dummy. Insulin man. Don't take the insulin so you're dead. They want you dead, you fool. Wait, you'll get it, you fool.
Oh boy. Nice. What's on your front burner? The lines are open. Well, we know that. Yeah, well, we know that Moody will be. Yes, we'll be around today. So I open the lines to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. What's on your front burner this morning? Morning, caller.
Good morning, sir. It has 52 CPF contract in Grandy and 12 in Cuba. Them people who work in Grandy, who want back their work, they come in Cuba to work, or we go still have 52 contract in Grandy and 12 in Cuba when they restructure the program. I don't understand. People can't think logically at all, you know. All right.
Morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Andy.
Go ahead, Amy, and you don't listen to the guy.
Yeah. And good morning to Assistant Professor Mickie and Lennox. A couple of issues. First of all, I am in agreement with giving the ORTT to the PM of India, Prime Minister Modi, because that gentleman have a heart, and he has shown it with his global policy on free vaccine called the Vaccine Matrix. He gave a lot of the Caribbean countries free vaccine that they used to save the lives of their citizens. We in Trinidad was different. We had a prime minister who was, from my vantage, and I'm saying it on air, might have been callous with respect to saving lives. He refused it. He said he is a no beggar. And it cost a number of families to go into deep grief with the loss of their loved ones. So I am in agreement with the ORTT to that gentleman. And that gentleman might be able to pull us out of the economic strife that KCR and the PLM has put us into. So I believe it was well thought out and well deserved. The second issue I have is with the Police Service Commission. I believe we have to do the WhatsApp protocol with the Police Service Commission. Now, what is the WhatsApp protocol? We have to get rid of all. Because I believe they are doing an injustice to the police service. Our Prime Minister wants to mitigate crime within 6 months. And in order to do that, everybody have to be on board, including the police service, the TTPS, which is a vital organ in this mitigation. What the Police Service Commission has done, they have given the new COP, that is Alistair Guevara, they have given him a tainted executive. 80%, 90% of that executive have serious questions to answer. And the DCPI and DCPI had administration, DCP this and DCP that. All of them was castigated by judgment. And why have the Police Service Commission? Because this is the hierarchy of the TTPS. The Police Commissioner can't do that. It's the Police Service have to put them aside and investigate them and remove them and put younger ones who below the rank of superintendent. They have a lot of them. They have this gentleman on Beyond the Tape, a bright fellow with a master with distinction. A lot of good police put a new executive, a young, vibrant executive to move this police service forward. That is where we have to go. And we have a Police Service Commission appointed by KCR, who is the friend of KCR. They are sitting there and letting the police service basically destroyed For example, you have a ACP. Half of the police service apparently don't want him, but in court for him to go up for the election. That ACP, you know, he was from my vantage, the alleged ringleader of the day of policing. People must go back and read the day of policing. I don't know how they promoted. He went to the Joint Select Committee and he didn't say anything. He said he didn't see anything, he didn't hear anything with the day of policing. You go tell me you want to be in the hierarchy and you don't know what your subordinates are up to, then you don't want your salt. He wants to be back in the police service to cause another day of policing and probably inject all them police officers with the blue food so they go stand down and wouldn't do the work and they will abandon the Prime Minister and the Attorney General again. That is what he's up to. I'll go and have a nice morning.
Good morning, Andy. This is Ken. Good morning, Andy. Everybody in the chat. Listen to the last caller talking about illegal and illegal. I understand that. If you break the law and come in here and do criminal activity, yes, I understand. But it have hard-working people doing the job. In the United States, you're going to be failed, you're arresting people who do it. Who people hide them in the farm and who just have legal right who have permit and everything and this thing and this. You see, some people do not understand what's going on. Right? Also Trinidad, people are coming over there. They're coming to work, coming over to beat the farm. I understand that you see the big people job. That's not true. The people are to blast and lace in Trinidad. And some of them in the United States that doesn't want to do the work with these people. In the hotels and the farm and everything else. I understand that. They wouldn't work for the pen money. So something is right, something is wrong. You go with the law and the Constitution. And we go with the law and the Constitution. When you break the Constitution, you have a problem. And you're blaming everybody as criminals. But lot of the criminals is their own people killing somebody. Somebody.
Hold 1 minute, let me just finish off this voice note here.
And they have some criminals coming in the country. You have to deal with them. You have to know which is which. Do some investigation and hold. So that is what my two said. And people does not know what they're talking about. Do your research and then talk. Don't blame everybody else because some of them is a black sheep and blame everybody else. No, it's not. Okay? That's my 2 cents.
I was
right? Like you said, that's my 2 cents. Do it best.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Andy, are you hearing me properly?
Yes, I am.
Okay, right. You know, we have to establish that, right? Andy, first I want to agree with Diego Martin, right? In giving Mr. Moody the highest award. He deserved it. If not for anything else, but giving the vaccines to the Caribbean. If wasn't for he, we would have been in a country. Never mind Rowley didn't want to take it because he don't beg, right? He's not a vagrant, he don't beg. And when Mrs. Prasad says approach
I ain't no Miss Santa Cruz. Hello. Go ahead. Wasn't hearing you. Go ahead.
All right, you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right, for the minute. Okay, right. I don't know how much you heard, but I'll start over, right? I agree with giving Mr. Moody the our highest honor. Because of him, the Caribbean, who don't want to acknowledge what it is demanded as their business, they have a problem, right? And they try to take it out on the man. Barbados, Miyamoto, Barbados, and the president of Ghana. I don't know if anybody else did it, but those are the two that I saw, right? Giving the man also their highest honor. Why Trinidadians have to be like this? Always something, always doing something, carry to what is going on. Always objecting to something. When they give the some professor in Howard University, I think it was, our highest honor, they didn't have a problem with that because he gave Rowley the doctorate. They didn't have a problem with that. What did that man do for our country? When the park was renamed Nelson Mandela Park, right? They didn't have a problem with that. What did Nelson Mandela ever do for our country? But you see, if you go deep, they want to, oh, you're racial. You realize you first thing they do, pull out the racial flag, right? You're racial. You don't want this. You don't want that. Right? But I agree with him. Let them give it to him. And who vexed, too bad. Go and sleep next day. My next point is Vera. That PNM dependent senator want now to take Kurt Mehu to the Privileges Committee or even bring criminal charges against him. Something wrong with it. We know he's a fake senior counsel. We know that. Right? We know that. He feel because he had his big senior counsel SC after his name. He just like Faris to me, just like Faris. Right? You want to sue the man. Sue the man for what? First to begin, I don't think they can do Meru that because Meru is not in the government. It's sitting in the Senate. Right? How can you do that? And the thing about it is, the man were talking facts. You were given silk by the PNM. And I'm asking a question. Were you given silk because of your affiliation with the PNM? Because of your affiliation with Limo? The two all in a company together? I don't know. I am asking. Inquiring minds want to know. Right? That you, every time. And it's not to say, Andy, we didn't hear him before when he went after Jayanti and Anna Roberts with the impeachment and whatever. Right? The man is pure PNM, true and true. All the time you are not supporting any bills, right? You are always, everything is pro PNM. So what do you expect people to think? You're not giving anybody anything else? No. Another, I think is a PNM senator. Have the goal to say that UNC ain't do nothing for workers and PNM raise workers money 3 times. No. Let's take it into consideration 3 times in 10 years. What they get them, a 50 cents? A 50 cents? Because based on our labor minister, that's what we hear, a 50 cents they give them in 10 years. Mrs. Prasad government was the one that paid the workers and them the $9 when Patrick Manning refused to move it from 5. He refused to do it, and they ended up paying it. I stand to be corrected, but I know I am not wrong. And that they raised it. How many times after that, bringing it up to I think 1750 in 5 years, Andy. So when they want to come out of that is why I'm appealing to our people. Come out there with the information. Let them know that they are lying. Let them know that they are lying. You tried to compare what all it did in 10 years, three increases in 10 years. And it's because of Mrs. Prasad pushing them, give the people an increase. That is why they did that. And look at it. You come to give them 50 cents and how many 50 cents you took? How many 50 cents in 89,000? How many 50 cents? But she didn't see that. Madam PNM Senator didn't see that. And then we don't just talk about don't preach for Tobago. Madam Tobago don't want to see all year. regardless of how people talking, oh, 40% voted, but think about the 60% that voted against the PNM. Tobago don't want to see all you. All you messed up this country, and all you feel by calling press conference and talking about this government vindictive and the wicked and its political prosecution. What were you all doing for the last 10 years? You all started with Carony Greens. You all lied to the cane farmers. You told them that you were going to give them the EU money, the balance of the EU money. You lied to them to get their votes, but it's good for them. It's good for them. Mrs. Pasabi says her government was preparing all the land deeds and everything. How much did they give to them in the 10 years that they were there? How much, Andy? Right? The money that they give the EU money, Camille Robinson Regis said that this is the last set that they get in. Andy, are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Right. Camille Robinson Regis said that this is the last set of money all they getting. And Rowley lied and said that money was given to put back in the treasury. That's a lie. That was given to the cane farmers for them to move on. And he said that was money for the treasury. That wasn't wickedness and vindictiveness then. All the lies that were told and the things that all they did to the people of this country. And if less people forget all the small ones, what about Petrotrin? All they lied about Petrotrin workers and so many millions that they were getting. And this time it was not true. And all they really have no shame. Like the Lekoto Jambi eat all this shame. And Barry have them antsy. Andy, before I go, I want to give you a joke, Andy. Yesterday you were talking about what you did to the Jehovah's Witness. Well, my parrot didn't do that, right? When they came calling, my parrot answered, I'll come in. Andy, they stood up outside that gate waiting for somebody to come outside. And when after about 5 minutes, and I peeping at them, one of them said, no, let's go, nobody's coming. And my parrot kept saying, I'm coming. And I heard the lady saying, but somebody said they're coming, let us wait. They said nobody's coming. And he inside bawling for I am coming, and they outside waiting. You see, Andy, you alone didn't do them a wickedness. My parrot did them a wickedness too. Thank you, Andy. Have a good one later.
Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Mickie, and the Ground Report family. Just responding to some comments made about me by Santa Cruz, Parapo, and two ladies that always attack me when I make my contributions. Parapo, let me tell you something. Sometimes you must just shut your mouth. It does make the most illiterate, asinine comments at times. Just sip it. You just talk some real damn rubbish at times. Anyway, Andy, I want to tell Mr. Eliza Kuru something. You see, if he's going to buy new buses from China, 300 Chinese buses, well then in fact, he's just wasting time, and that is being very foolish. Do not buy any buses from China. Over the past 10 years, the PNM has shown a predilection and they favor one bus manufacturer and supplier of parts. That is the Higer Bus Company, Higer. Now Higer is ranked as number 5 or 6 in China for manufacturing buses in terms of quality, and the quality of those buses is extremely poor. The buses always have mechanical problems, electrical problems, the switches to the belts falling off when rain falls, water comes into the bus when the AC is on. All the passengers get a good bath with water. Those buses are really horrible. So I would like to advise Mr. Zakur not to purchase any buses from China, and do not buy the Hydra buses. What he needs to do, as I said repeatedly, he needs to purchase Volvo buses, Mercedes-Benz, and of course there's a company that makes very strong buses in Mexico. We still use them to go Port of Spain, San Fernando. These buses are almost 20 years, called International. They make some very good buses as well. So Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, and International are make quality buses. We don't want anything from China. Next thing, when he's buying these buses, he needs to purchase a lot of articulated buses, or what we call double buses, because sometimes on an afternoon at City Gate, when people waiting to come home to San Fernando or to go Arima, they send in these small little buses that could barely hold passengers. Only if he has articulated buses working Port of Spain, San Fernando, Port of Spain, Arima, one of that will clear a crowd. So that is what he needs to do. And of course, when he's buying buses for Tobago, stop buying those big, huge buses. He needs to buy small buses to go around those corners, because Tobago is a hilly place and the roads are narrow. Most of the roads accommodate single lane traffic. Okay? And I want to ask him, you see that pile of scrap iron of buses that rotting down in Port of Spain? You need to move that out from City Gate, because that is making the whole city look like the Gaza. Run down. Port of Spain is becoming a slump. You need to move all that rubbish out of there. Right? The old buses that working, going to keep them so you could put in the new buses. But I was very disappointed in that interview yesterday. It was horrible on the ground report. It's like the minister didn't want to talk to you all. So, just mentioning that. And Barakpur, stay off my case, please. When you get in one, you just always attack me. I'm not your friend. Don't call my name. Finally, Andy Williams, right? The 6 o'clock Port of Spain limited stop bus was cancelled this morning, And in the back of the bus terminal, there were 2 buses marked San Fernando, Port of Spain. And not a driver saw it fit to drive those buses. You see them drivers in San Fernando, they're very lazy, Instead of driving the buses, they liming, they're smoking cigarettes, they're going in the bar across the road and drinking rum on government time. I want Mr. Eli Zakur, you see, them drivers in San Fernando start to send them home from our side because they're playing the fool, and they're inconveniencing the passengers. And I want to ask him again, stop sending them big buses to Guayari. Guayari don't need no big buses. Sometimes the Guaya bus make a trip and just 3 persons going to San Fernando from Guaya. Put the 2 big buses you have going Guaya, send them Port of Spain, San Fernando, where they are needed and where they are crowded. And I want to tell him, you see that articulated bus you have working Port of Spain, San Fernando, it's in very bad condition. The bus looks shabby and dilapidated. So pay attention to the fleet of buses in South, please. Thank you.
Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
All right, boss man. So you will just text me the name of the. Anyhow, I will just send you a voice note. Oh boy, I don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just make your contribution and fight for your bosses. Don't call. You're calling two people name day and calling about them name day. Don't let your message lost in that day, right? But I will agree with you with some of the things such as if it is the Chinese buses ain't good and you have evidence which you're bringing out of what is the better buses, what is the durable buses, and all those various things, and what we should do instead of we spending money to buy a whole set of Chinese buses. Maybe I get 100 Chinese buses. We're trying to say it's best we look for about 70 that will come to the same price, but with the Volvo or the Benz or the ones that at this point in time that you say not leaking, air condition, no problem, is about 20 years and still working very, very, very good. Well, on the situation of nothing come out this morning, you know, bus in the 6:30, is it? The 6:30 San Fernando to Port of Spain bus come out. Well, all right. Oh boy, the program is for everyone. Everyone have the right to the opinion and views and to talk to their government. And to highlight to your government, that is a listening one, of your concerns, issues, and what you think is the best way forward. Yeah. What you think is the best way forward? No, Judy Ali, I'm not going around with the man ranting. But I'm going along with just some of it, which I'm sure about, which is the bus service, the types of bus, the Chinese bus and them really not good, and those is the buses that we are the majority in, and them is the buses that gain real trouble. So that is not a bad advice. It's not that advice we demand gain there is not a bad advice. So I will hope that our government ain't look to run down those set of Chinese buses again that will only last me about a year, 2 years before it's all kind of problems. Right? Go ahead, next caller, where you're calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning. And let's respect everyone's contribution. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. I'm calling from the library area. You hearing me clearly? Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. Well, to do with the buses, yes, the Port of Spain to San Fernando to Port of Spain route there, it's terrible because you hardly get buses going to Port of Spain. One might leave every 2 or 3 hours. They might tell you, well, one leaving at 6:30. At 7:30, then they will tell you 8 and it will prolong. So that service is poor. They have to do something about it. And concerning the buses, and I think that these buses, I saw some in the United States, Leland buses. They are very neat, low buses. They're not too high. I think those buses are, suited for our road condition and so on. And I think they should look at that, going that way by purchasing those buses, Leland buses. I think it's English, so the parts and so on mightn't be hard, and they could try that buses. It may be cheaper than the Mercedes Benz and all these buses and them. So I think the minister, they should try the Leland buses. Enjoy the day, you all, and have a good one.
Guys, Julie Ali, why you didn't tell Rowley that? Because back then, you know, Rowley may not listen to what he had to say. And he believed that he have a government that listens, a government that cares, and he chose to let this caring government know. It's like telling Rowley any past government anything is like rock. Trying to go through rock without a sledgehammer. With your finger. Right. On the grounds here of Jill Monroe, people own their car. You buy your own bus now. No, it are people that could afford to own their car. Right, Jill Monroe, my darling. That people could afford to buy their own bus. But we have to remember, it have less fortunate people that service is very essential to them. Yeah. It's like blood. It's like having a heart. It have people that definitely cannot use the private transportation due to their income. And Kamala Prasad says on the UNC government that stated when they win, everybody wins. It's a caring government, and understand that. Because while we try to ignore those people that needs the bus service in order to move from here to there in order to take care of their daily basis, we can't push them aside like there is like nothing, like they are nothing. Because we believe that they don't supposed to complain or give ideas or talk to the government. No, that'll be wrong. Remember, I have no choice but to be truthful to everyone. I understand some of your feelings whereby you're saying, but where the voice was in the last 10 years, where my own voice, well, each and every one old voice in the last 10 years, we didn't have that. Because we didn't have a government. That's why we moved the government. And now that we have a government that listens, we have to use our voice. And yes, they all understand that, I believe, that money is the problem. Because somebody else mentioned it to, let's see, somebody else. Well, look, somebody else had mentioned about, that's what I say, Leon is a boss, Anthony. I buy buses from Japan, Germany, England, or United States. They has good buses. Right, so some people really bowl about well, when the government getting the money and the two things. I believe what I read in between the busman message is that if, like we say, these buses was already booked through the PNM, when the PNM was able to done book, so this government have no choice. Whatever it is that those buses and them was not already acquired by the former government, I and all want to agree with the busman caller, and I want to believe Lennox Smith and all may want to agree, because again, we must think fair, we must think balance. But the busman calling that don't waste our money to buy Chinese cheap buses when we see in the havoc it is raining right now. And then remember the minister already yesterday said the type of money in parts and parts are just there and wrong parts. So don't waste the money if it isn't spent yet on those Chinese buses. If and when you get the money, if you don't have it now, that to please consider if you was really looking at 100 buses for 10 million Chinese buses, please reconsider. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, don't mind if we had to get 60 buses for the same money of our England, German, American, or some durable buses that we know will last long. Cheap thing not good, good thing not cheap. Not all the time plenty means best. Good and efficiency, durable, will always exceed plenty. It's like you're going to pay for a plate of food, or a box of lunch, or a restaurant. $20 for that box and you had a full in that box. But somewhere else, there's $40 for that same box and the same amount. But when you check it, the one way you pay 20, you get real plenty for less, you know, but it ain't tasting good at all. But the one way you pay 40 for, tastes real good, and you could always go back and buy again. So I just give a small example, right, y'all? Other than that, the busman tankalang there with callers like himself. I out at that. And I think you all are out at that. The people that names was called, them can handle their stories. Right, semantics said also, it also have loans. Right, but if we go and take a loan, we go still have to pay interest. And don't you believe semantics 62? That if it is, we already have the record of the Chinese buses. It's factual, it's not good. Is everybody complaining about it? So then we take a loan and buy good buses and done. I don't know. Let's see what will be the outcome of it. We go down the same road and look to buy them same Chinese buses that given we havoc right now, or we look to make a change. That's up to you all. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. What's the headliners? Not Moody. Besides Moody, we don't know that already. We don't know Moody or wherever it go. People that papers turn into a page.
You always want to have your cake and eat it, eh? You ask me the headlines, but you want to tell me what to say. But it's all right. But that's all right. You use the boss.
No. Me didn't go think that after. Me didn't come with after.
East, West, North, South, Central, or Friends of Tobago, and wherever you are.
Because I don't talk about the headliners already.
Yes.
I don't explore Moody headliners already. That's what I was telling you that. The whole time. Before you come on, that headliners and Moody and them front thing there, all of that was done explored.
Top Cup visits the illegal quarry weed farm. So of course the Top Cup is on the move, and he is physical and present. And of course several raids were made in the east, in your favorite, I think bordering your favorite, if not within your favorite constituency. And quite a lot of discoveries have been made, including of course, but you know, up there is famous for, or infamous for, illegal quarrying. So that too was addressed. Whether they would have punks and Warner's interest, I don't know. We have to still extrapolate what really transpired there in terms of details. Of course, that I'm talking here from the Newsday. Well, you know, the second one, well, Moody, Trinidad and Tobago visitor will strengthen bonds. And then, of course, we have Pembroke. Pembroke, yes. That's a gang from I think, no. Las Couture. Return for, no, that's a different thing. All right, the single lane traffic on Connector Road to Komoto Highway. Look as though your favorite constituencies in the news right through. Yes, they have converted that highway. They gave that highway the name after a PNM official, or should I say operative. I think is Amin Elmina Allen, I believe it is. I stand corrected, but of course, it has been converted to a one-way for the time being because they have to do some repair to that road, a way that cost $500 million. Remember, of course, it started as a highway to nowhere, where you had no access and you had no exit. Well, now that there is an access and an exit, the road itself has been deteriorating rapidly. And of course, a decision was made, I think only yesterday or the day before, to of course convert it into a one-way or one lane in the meantime. Not a one-way, but a one lane in the meantime, so that both traffics can pass, but it's just as a one lane because of the damage to the roadway itself and and of course the need to repair. At whose cost? We are yet to be firmly informed as to whose cost, whether it's the contractor or whatever it is, but $500 million. Wow. We see what's happening there. Right. Alaha. Of course, that is the head of government business in the Senate. $1.3 billion to pay recurring and capital expenditure. Well, of course, recurring expenditure, for those of you who may not be aware, is things that you would normally pay for, whether it be rent, whether it be salaries, whether it be electricity and so on. Well, is that he is referring to, and then of course some other expenditure, capital expenditure, which would mean as well projects that might have been undertaken that is still not fully, let's say, that was not fully budgeted for, and so so they had to find an additional $3.1 billion in order to treat with those matters. But the majority of it would have been outstanding monies that would have been owed, but either was not budgeted for or was under budgeted by the last administration, of course. And therefore, the budget review was an exercise in an attempt to bridge that gap, so to speak. But let's go further. Of course, Didi not guilty of sex trafficking.
Yeah, and yet still they ain't get the man bail. Yet still they ain't get the man bail. Lennox Smith, I can't understand that. It coming across now like you know, the looking out because the heinous charges what could have put him away for a very, very long time. He win those. And all he loses the real petty ones that he can afford to get bail, and these are no really no jail time per se and all them things. And he's still bouncing up obstacles. So it kind of coming across like the system there really want to bring down that black man, boy. Yes, it have some allegations of all kind of heinousness about him, but it start not to come across like it's a balance something towards that.
Like he has been a victim of the authorities in the system who made us
wanting to set an example. Wanting to set an example for big men, big boys, or top artists, or like him. It's like the system looking like what would operate with OJ Simpson. Like they want to set an example. But somehow, to me, instead of come across like America's system, always want to set the example starting with black people, boy. I know, but
I wouldn't get into that debate because Esteem was, of course, a big Hollywood magnate who, of course, is now facing jail for his past sexual deeds, something like Rowley. Many years ago, but of course, Rowley has not been charged or anything like that, but certainly the deeds itself. It has been, of course, we have ventilated on this program from time to time.
Yeah, but I really don't want to hear much about that before that.
I don't know if you see that as an exception. But of course, we can talk about Michael Jackson. We can talk about, of course, Bill Cosby. We can talk about
but they'll get bail. They'll get bail. They get bail up to their sentencing. So he ain't reached that. But again, it could be the authorities watching him as a flight risk why they don't want to game the bail, or it could be that they know if he get that bail and he out there, that he could be he's a very, 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 very powerful man with a lot of influence. So not granting him the bail too could be to stop that type of influence.
Those charges were pretty serious. I mean, sex trafficking, racketeering. You know, I think those are very serious charges.
Get away with that.
And in fact, when the racketeering came about, it reminded me of Stuart Young's pre-action protocol letter to us, because in his pre-action protocol letter to you and I, he did say that, of course, one can interpret what we said about he and Rowley of they being engaged in racketeering, because of course we did mention that the association with Maduro and a man who has been, of course, have a bounty on his head then for 15 million US. We know now it has been increased to 25 million. All of that. So it reminded me of that when that happened. But of course, in spite of those serious accusations that George Young in his pre-action letter to us stated that we said that he was subjected to or engaged in, he never pursued the matter after we send a response to his pre-action protocol letter. So is it that he was really guilty? I don't know. But of course, in lawsuits of that nature, talking about, of course, where people's character is being sullied, or they believe that they take offense or umbrage to statements made by people with respect to their character, one would expect that they would pursue it. But of course, it has been nearly 5 years now, and he has not. When he got our response, he never pursued it. So is it that we could continue to say that that in fact was so, or has he accepted that he was in fact a racketeer?
No. Some of the charges Lennox Smith was dropped. Out of the 5 charges, so what I heard 3, he won 3, but was guilty on 2. But I think Rick Lutzman is telling me the lesser charges, and Rick Lutzman is telling me, and the prostitution charges do carry jail time. Right, so
but they say that he may not serve any. That's what the article said, because there is some arrangement in that jurisdiction where you can get bail, even if you might have been found guilty of something. So I find it strange, but that is what the article said. So in the absence of detailed information, I'll have to go with that.
Yeah, and Omes Christopher is also saying that he could still make up to 20 years jail with the lesser charges. I don't know. I don't know.
Also said that, yes. But they said that because it is not as serious as the ones that were considered to be egregious, that he could still have some bail arrangement as well.
Berners is saying
outside twice at the same time.
Right, and Berners is saying
or the jail will be very nominal compared to the more harsh or the more serious. That might be the more appropriate.
Right, and Berners is saying, but regardless, he's friend Trump. He's Trump's friend. That is what it is, and Trump will pardon him anyway.
All right, okay, but that's the system they have. So lucky for him.
Like she trying to get weird some guy. The next you know the breaks, girl. You know the breaks, boy.
Lucky for him.
Yeah, you go.
All I can say lucky for him.
Very lucky for him.
I'm not going to engage in that debate. Nothing. Lucky for him. That's all. Man dies after arriving at Piaco International Airport. I think we covered that story already.
Wait, how? No, I didn't hear that. how the man died after returning to Piaco Airport. He was coming from where?
Yeah, well, I didn't really ascertain the entirety, except that he was coming in, and of course, an unfortunate incident took place. Let me see if I could.
We have to do that. We don't want to hear it from you. We want to hear what they
after
say.
arriving at Piaco International Airport, and of course, it says the airport authority confirmed that a man died at the Piaco International Airport early on July 1st. News there understands that the man died of a heart attack. So we know why and how he died. Now, a release said around 6 a.m. on July 1st, the man arrived at the airport and experienced a medical emergency. He became unresponsive in the immigration hall. First responders provided assistance, and the man was taken to the Arima Head facility. He later died.
I think you're coming from where? Tobago?
Extended their condolences to the family and loved ones. So that's the end of the article.
Nice. So you're coming from where? Tobago? You're coming from United States? You're coming from Canada?
It did say that. It did say that. All it said is that he arrived here. The airport authority confirmed that the man died at the facility at the airport. New Zealand understands that he died of a heart attack. A release stated. So they didn't say exactly where he came from. But when he arrived, he experienced, of course, an emergency, a medical emergency, and of course, first responders responded. He wasn't responsive, and of course, he died later at the Arima facility. I suppose his family is now plunged into not just trauma, but to get his body back to where it came from.
Oh boy, nice. What else, my brother?
Of course, the THA ordered to pay $4.3 million to 13 ex-workers fired in 2022. It seems as though firing is the order of the day, and of course, law action and legal action follows, because of course this one was when I think the new THA administration then took office. And
so Fadi them is who fired some.
Yeah. I got the impression from.
No, we said it as it is. It's not no way to discredit them.
Yeah.
It's not no way to discredit them, because
I'm saying that. Yes, I'm saying that from the perspective that we know now that Hilaire has indicated that a pre-action protocol letter was sent to the Minister of Finance, I believe, regarding his dismissal from the office of Governor of the Central Bank.
Wow.
So so that has that.
But firing look like you're getting a lot of rebate to, because when you watch plenty firing. Some of the courts in Trinidad are awarding big money to the people that have been fired. So we have to watch that, and that's how it go. At the end of the day, it look like some people just take the wrong course in firing, but sometimes they may know that course they take will have consequences, but they don't mind suffering that consequences in order to make sure things go right.
Yeah,
like for instance,
the better good of the people and the administration and delivery
of those. So like for instance, for instance,
you always have a question mark as to what the true intention is. In this particular case, of course, the article did go on to say that Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the current prime minister, was concerned that and did indicate to the public that he refused to disclose the situation with respect to foreign exchange, whether that by itself constitute a reason for firing. Well, of course, that will be ventilated in the courts. But they did say, of course, Jawala Rambaran as well. They made reference to that, where, of course, he was fired by the PNM administration, and eventually, of course, he got an award of around $5 to $7 million for wrongful dismissal. So we'll see how that pans out.
Nice. What else you have, Jeff? That's good, man. What else you have for us?
Looks for a missing dog. Well, I understand that he got back his dog. Some good. I don't know if the person who would have retrieved the dog for him got a reward, but he did say that he is, of course, prepared to give a reward for the return of the dog.
Nah, I don't think that person, nobody get no reward, because I wouldn't lie. Marshall Montano, Brian Lara, a lot of the people that we will watch as icons and thing here. I have never, just like Rowley, see them in any way giving anything to anybody, boy. Like going a school event and giving this, they don't give nobody
in this
nothing.
particular case, the person might feel comforted merely getting back the dog that has provided so much concern for the great Brian Lara, and that in itself is more than money.
So it's only breeze that person gonna get it.
Yeah. So it's not like
it's a
not
great
like a
Brian
charity per se.
Lara. So
Not like a charity per se.
It's a great Brian Lara. I'm a rent to pay. I'm calling on 2 jobs.
Yeah.
But if he give me nothing, I don't mind, because Trinidad and Tobago go know, which we still don't know. All we know is he gets it back. That I put my hero or our hero mind to rest and give him back his dog, and I'm still hungry, and he ain't give me nothing. And I'm proud of taking nothing or getting nothing, because he's the great Brian Lara. Oh my God.
You have described a scenario there that is similar to what is happening in Lavatel electorally, because of course, in spite of all of the evil, in spite of all of the distrust, in spite of all of the neglect, Lavatel people continue to vote the PNM, and the PNM is saying to them that no matter what we do, during the course of their reign, I'm talking about the PNM reign, and the people would protest, and they would, of course, express the neglect that they are getting. It seems as though they are suckers for punishment. So I couldn't help but, of course, mentioning that, having regard to the scenario that you just described, a person giving back the dog, he may have his rent and so on to pay, just as the people in Lavatel, but continue, of course, to take nothing and give them, of course, the ham, lamb, and jam and access to the treasury, and they go away with that. Otherwise, of course, you have nothing. So, Lavatel, pinch yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
Yes.
Sensible is saying, said here on YouTube, he said, no, Andy, Marshall gave some money to a school. Yeah, I only remember that that happened, this carnival going there. The school in which he went to, he attended that school.
Yeah.
Some school he attended, and he want money. He performed too. He performed. I talking about, when without a performing there or without as a fundraiser, that I never see them brothers and them outside of any fundraiser, because I see Brian Lara and New York and all of them having fundraiser with Rowley to give something when it comes to golf. I talk with Lennox Smith. I don't want nobody BS me with dotishness. Again, I'm talking about giving something to the average person without having a fundraising in order to do it. Like some people that I know.
Or in this case where you have to return a dog.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Just do it off your own volition, your own kind-heartedness, and just randomly, possibly, even though of course you have to be careful, but randomly choose some charity, maybe somewhere in Laventil or some grassroots place, and give something.
I never see it.
Of course,
what's it that people?
I want to say that the defenders of Dr. Rowley would say, but listen, his charity golf. He has an annual charity golf. I don't know if you'll have it now, because of course he utilized the office of Prime Minister to
It's still not he giving it. He had a charity golf to get money from big boys and people who go and put their money, not the people putting their money.
All right,
towards the charity.
Perspective, but where I'm going is that who eventually gets it. As Prime Minister, I've always argued, as Prime Minister, he gave it, of course, and I have no problem with that vision and a mission. He would give it to them alone. But I was saying then, and I still maintain that position, that if you are Prime Minister, then of course you cannot, it will be foolhardy if you are giving your charity or your money to an organization that waits for people to get out of jail before they could get assistance. I would have preferred that you split the money. and give more to people who are preventing people from going into jail, because that's the society we have. The major concern is that people are taking action to go to jail, and therefore, of course, you as Prime Minister, if you want to prevent people from going to jail, you have to be the beam, you have to symbolize it, you have to, of course, be into it.
Yeah,
but you give a charity where people have to go to jail first before they get assistance. So you encouraging people to go to jail to get your assistance, and that to me, I think is asinine, and of course is contradictory.
When you could use the money,
really is a confused.
But when you could use the money to sow the seed to avoid going to jail, understand? Anyhow, Mother Bernie mentioned here, right? But in no way, my mother Bernie, and let me say a pleasant good morning to Tobago and my Tobago brothers and sisters. Let me say morning to Fali and his whole THA, man. God bless you all. Thanks for making sure PNM never raise their head again. Mother Bernie is saying...
We predicted that there were those that were naysayers and saying that is impossible. Even the well-established pollsters, and they were saying it's a close finish, and we were saying no, it's chalk and cheese. PNM done.
Right.
And people done with PNM.
Yeah, Mother Bernie is saying that good morning, ground report. If you don't want to answer to your boss, your employer, at this time, what must be done? A wrong thing cannot be a right thing. He has things to hide. The brotherhood of wrongdoers keeping one another secret. Right, she's talking about the man who got fired and however, but again,
the central bank,
right?
We
don't know yet. We don't know yet. Yes, Kamala Prasad, Sir, and the government mentioned, and to me, them is good grounds in busting somebody's throat. But we will see the results of who right and who really wrong when that case comes to court.
But I think, frankly, I think he has a good defense, you know. Technically, he said it already that I prefer to do the right thing, to get fired for the right thing. What he was referring to is that the governor has a sacred responsibility to keep things confidential. There is where they are going. That is where the evidence will come from. That's going to be his defense. Or that will be his.
So it have secrecy that they signed to.
And the government was asking him to make disclosures that are supposed to be confidential. I think where he has erred is the fact that this is the government that is responsible for the financial upkeep and the expanding or the contraction or making decisions as far as the economy is concerned in the interest of all. So he cannot in isolation simply say that he will not disclose information. It's not the ordinary person out there asking for that information. It's the Minister of Finance that has responsibility for him and everybody else in the country. I think that is where, of course, the defense will go if he pursues that to its natural end, that pre-action protocol letter that he submitted to the Minister of Finance. So I think there are good grounds to defend that against, and therefore, of course, justifying his dismissal.
All right, so continue. What else in the headliners there?
We have, of course, that kid. Foster must apologize to a nation's youth. I think that is a good one. I don't know, Naked don't put water in his mouth to talk. So, Mr. Nunez, I know you're calling, but I am at the mic at this point in time. So afterwards.
Right. So Naked said Foster supposed to
apologize.
Apologize for what?
To the nation's youth.
For the nation's youth for what?
Specifically, he was concerned about a particular program. There are a multitude of them, because them could create names, boy. It's them who create MyLab, MyTap, CCC, not YTAP. YTAP came as a result of Robinson, but plenty of them. And of course, I had the most addition to these kinds of fancy names.
Oh, so you're saying that the plenty PNM is
So
created.
there's a project called I think Trust or something like that. But however, it was in effect, it was to clean those high tension lines, those for TNTech, and people were getting something like 70-something thousand per person. And Nakil was saying, well, that's a tragedy, because you should be engaging in projects that could give that young person a greater sustainable way moving forward, as opposed to just let them go for 2 days or 3 days, clean a high tension wire from pines and so on.
So my money.
And then
So one
course,
contractor
after that they get the money, but they are nowhere. And I think he was strident in that regard, and that was his argument. Yeah.
All right. Well, Basha saying he gave the which is Marshall. He say Marshall gave the money to the PNM principal on the PNM school. Not sure if the money even reached the children, right? So they show, boy, they show the money reach the children. Oh,
no, but PNM has really and truly fashioned that reputation and that kind of what I consider to be slipshod way that people think about them. You know, they created that. I mean, it's over what, nearly 500 recusals in the cabinet. I mean, and then you look at Balize House and see, after the man say that they were broken by $5 million, and yet still you're building something for over 100 million. What do you think people are going to say? Look at Nike. You come and you open it and say the best thing since sliced bread. No, nothing like that at all has been in the Western Hemisphere, not even in America. And 2 weeks afterward, the thing blew up, and it blew up another time and killed somebody.
Well, 1 minute, you're so correct.
Developed a reputation that any logical and reasonable person would have to conclude that they are about smoke and mirrors, old talk, innuendos, but they're getting fat. They're eating everything. Imagine a minister of social development go tell people when they're looking for groceries and so on during COVID, when they shut down the place, and of course people couldn't get the little $1,500 that they say that they're supposed to get as compensation, and you will say that they're greedy.
All right, but watch. But before we take this caller, you're there, right? Before we take this call.
Yes, hanging on.
Yeah, hanging on. Okay, let me just read one next thing there quick. That's just to add before we move forward, because we can come off of that subject now. Rajendra Maharaj is saying the ex-central bank governor would also have to answer why he blocked the Auditor General from doing the yearly audit on the central bank for 2023 and 2024. Is he correct, Lennox Smith?
Very good. But his counter argument, as he has, is that the Auditor General, he will say, their word against mine. The Auditor General said, according to him, that they didn't have enough staff in that particular period, and he went and get somebody outside of the Auditor General.
Okay.
That is what he would say.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Mr. Lennox. Wonderful program once again. This is Williams from Toronto, Canada.
Go ahead, Williams from Toronto, Canada.
I just want to make one little comment about your program. I noticed that on the chat, you don't block anybody. I listened to the busman this morning calling in and giving his point of view, regardless of what party somebody is representing. I notice you don't stop anybody, and this is showing integrity, my brother. And you have my respect. I just want to give you an applause this morning, because that is the way journalism is supposed to be carried out, with both sides. Not like the biased media that you're watching in Trinidad that I stopped watching because you see the one-sidedness of their viewpoint, and you could tell which party they're supporting, regardless whether they're in power or not. And it is very admirable in the world today to see a program that lets everybody, even if you're on a losing party or winning party, express their point of view. And this program It's such an important program for the people who are not there in Trinidad to be on a bus or to see what's going on with the housing, to know the truth. Because sometimes they need journalistic programs that showing the truth. And you should give yourself an applause this morning, both you, Lennox and Mickie K. Wonderful program, my brothers, and God bless. And I'm locked on and I have my friends looking on. So wonderful program. The truth must prevail. And that's what happened with this UNC government. Everything coming out. And with this program, we're finding out a lot of information. Well done, my brothers. God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
And the name of the program Naked was concerned about is called Fuse, F-U-S-E. They always have these what I consider to be interesting names for a program. Fuse, $74,000 per student. And Naked was appalled that could happen, and it didn't bring in any benefit to the person after they would have acquired that 74,000 over the period for 3 months. In fact, the program was supposed to be. I want to tell that caller, of course, thank you very much, of course, for that that endorsement. Let me put it that way, in a program that, of course, it tells it as it is. So, having said that, I want to tell Mr. Porter Spain he could still come. He could still call.
Mr. Porter Spain,
feel free to call now, boy.
Yeah, let me make sure and go and go in and get our voice note day, because we always be balanced with everybody, man. So let me play this voice note day. Man.
Good morning to you, my newbie, and to everybody out there. I want to tell Coins, aka Mr. Bus Conductor. You called my name. Okay, fine, no problem.
Don't call. Let Coins, let Miss Santa Cruz talk to Coins, aka Bus Conductor, Bus Overseer. I mean, mind, if it is we get somebody to conduct and oversee our bus fleet, because I don't take bus, so I will know what's going on. To oversee our fleet and to give the government advice, good advice. Let's hear.
Yeah, but it's a little more than that. It shows that how grassroots you can be, because of course, is a certain income bracket will depend on that service, and if you can get a opening here, if you have a forum where you can express yourself about the qualities of service one way or another, I think is commendable. I've never seen that anywhere in Trinidad. A very, very, very long time, maybe in the early days.
Hey, let me read it. Anthony say, and right at Moon Sammy, I'm sure Miss Santa Cruz is talking about. Yes, who the hell is he? Yes, who the hell is that boss man? What are you going to say? He's that boss man that still have a voice and will always be affordable.
He is a citizen and a member of the electorate.
Yeah, it's nice.
Morning to you, Mickie, Lennox, newbie, and to everybody out there. I want to tell Coins, aka Mr. Bus Conductor. You called my name. Okay, fine, no problem, right? But please be a little more honest as to why I went after you. You are very ungrateful to somebody who was trying to help all you. Because when I heard you highlighting the issues of the bus, I called Mr. Zakur. I told Mr. Zakur what it is was going on. And he said, okay, he's going to listen. He's going to check into it. He's going to check into it. Right? You came back after and you want to attack me and calling me names. Right? You're very ungrateful. But I want to ask a question, and a burning question. Where was this voice for the last 9.7 years? Because the bus didn't start giving trouble on the 28th of April? No. They've always had problems with the buses. I used to travel on the bus. And the only reason I stopped traveling on the bus is because of the time that I take the Arima bus, because it has to pass through the Kwesi. And I would drop off there and then take a taxi and come home. Right? Because sometimes the Santa Cruz bus, we know what's going on with the Santa Cruz bus. Right? certain times you're not going to get it. Or you will take the San Fernando bus and come up, Shokola, Sandy bus. Because it has to pass through the Quasi. I traveled on the bus. I know what was going on the bus. You cannot want to blame the minister for the administrators and them doing nonsense. If they cancel the bus, how could you blame the minister? That is my bone of contention. And where was your voice? You coming now to tell them, right, what buses to buy. Are you helping them with the money? You're getting on us, do I keep saying there's a punch board that you just punch it and a bus coming out. You heard the people talking about money is the problem. You heard Mrs. Akuru talk about in the Senate about what it is, all the parts on them. You heard it. But you come here this morning to bash me, to bash Barack Point. All we were doing is keeping you up to date as to what it is up, but you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. And I'm going to tell you it again this morning. Anytime you come after me, you're going to stand on your own, right? You're going to stand on your own. I am not going to lift a finger to help you all. So you have a choice. You have a choice. So don't come here and pretending that we came after you for nothing. Please.
Yes, now, please, what? Let me just finish that nearly done there. Please, Oh, don't call. It's voice notes, don't call.
Honesty is the best policy. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Right, she said, please, honesty is the best policy. Nice. I also, while thinking, because I like to watch to see what some people are putting up on social media, because we will learn from some of the social media activists and them that wouldn't call in or they wouldn't send a voice note. Like, for instance, Richard Jamaraj is saying here, the law clearly states, right, Lennox Smith, the law clearly states, let me just highlight it here, boom, boom, boom. Not up there, man, not quite there, right. Let's highlight Richard Jamaraj, right. He said the law clearly states that the central bank shall be audited by the Auditor General. Case closed. Nice. Now we continue to go on. Joyce Rambach is saying, so truth, Miss Santa Cruz, where will his voice? Right, so we continue going down. Doreen is saying, yes, everything coming out now. All right, we continue going down here. All right. Bernie Jack, Mother Bernie is saying, yes, he has to protect the secret, which is the central bank governor Mother Bernie is talking about. So let me just highlight this day quick, boom, 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 boom. Yes, he has to protect the secret, but you have to give information to the finance minister. He is in charge of finances of this country. PNM looking for all avenues to get rid of their bubble. All right, let me continue here. Oh boy. Woody, anyone who criticizes the UNC will feel the wrath of Miss Santa Cruz, whether or not justified. All right, let's continue going down here. Lucky Lal. Oh boy. The Kamala administration have to be careful who they hire as CPEP contractors, because the PNM will use it against them. All right, let's continue again. Gail is saying, you are so right, Miss Santa Cruz. All right, let's continue. What else before I continue those voice notes? You know, you have to keep those who online active. Jill Monroe. Stoops. For all who think they could bully this government. Oh boy. Nice. All right. What's Sita saying here, boy? PNM had a chance to make Trinidad and Tobago a nation with good infrastructure, encourage innovation, give a hand up to all citizens, education and opportunities for all. Give UNC a chance. Everyone will stay home and make Trinidad and Tobago great again. Right and wrong. Yes, we have to mention the past 9 years. Up to now, we cannot get answers for our missing money. Oh boy. Santa Cruz is damn right. That's what somebody else here said, Davey. I support in the UNC yellow is the code. All right, that election gone. It's unity is the code. You ain't essential or what? Unity is the code. Right. Frank James, the people's national movement world is like plastic. Word is like plastic. Let me try to understand that. You can see through to the other side. Okay, understand. It's so open, the nasty corruption. Nice. Let's continue. Let's see what other voice notes we have there. Trinidad and Tobago. Very interesting, very, very interesting program this morning. Let's see what other voice notes we have there. Nairo, all right, let me just take this call. The morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution before I go on to the voice notes? In the future, if I say voice notes only, all right, well, hold. In the future, when I say voice notes only, you calling me WhatsApp. When all you have to do, my big brother and friend, is just send a voice note. It's the same WhatsApp. Go ahead, my brother.
All right, this shitty now. Let me tell you something. Bus up shot, you know, bus up shot, the man with the bus stop. That what happened? You don't know what deal they make with China. Remember the vaccine and loan and things. So they must make a kind of clause where they had to buy the buses from China.
Oh, nice. Okay, thank you for your contribution.
And Colin made a good point there.
Yeah, don't know what deal.
Remember when we took a loan that ostensibly we thought was for the vaccines. They told them that whatever the loan is, the major part of it, they must, of course, the businesses in China must benefit.
Yes.
So I take the point here.
Oh boy!
That was a big
it looked like the lower masses that have no choice with the bosses, like they going with what's trending. They're going with it has so much. I think Moody and all coming.
And Mr. Nunez was calling profusely, and he said he can't get to you. I remember he was a director at PTSC, so he's claiming that he has some knowledge that he would like to share or put some that would put some light on this matter.
All right, so I will call him back.
You can call him.
If you can call him, yes. Let me just finish off some of those voice notes. Oh boy.
Good morning, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy.
Of course.
Andy, yes. I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Ask these people who complain about the buses.
Yeah.
How many years and how long they've been having problem with it, right? And if it's 2 years or a year or whatever, why did they complain like what they're complaining now for, right? Because I never hear so many complain about buses until now. Thank you.
Oh gosh.
And Andy, good morning again. I have to say, you know, a lot of people, the complaints, I believe, not really, it's people who didn't vote the PNM, you know. It's the PNM people. They have their stooges still in some of these ministries, for most of them. And they're pushing fire, they're pushing trouble, they're complaining, they're saying things because they want this government to look bad. But I want to tell them, God prevails over evil all the time. I don't care what all they do. You could push all the fire all they want. That same fire all they pushing, all they could fall in it. Have a blessed day, Andy.
Andy, good morning. Andy, he's my friend. I consider him my friend, man. I send you 2 voice notes. You play one half when you play the other one. But you're listening to stuff back in with Cohen and Mr. Santa Cruz and all kind of stuff. You listen to those voice notes, but you don't listen to mine. That's all right. I give you
One played, one was cut off, as I said. No fault of mine. Again, I saw everybody the same as saying, voice notes only. Oh my God. All they calling and look, all they cutting the voice notes. Right. And sometimes again, because I remember I have to multitask. Right. Boom, the voice note get cut. We take the call. Right. Sometimes that caller now might talk for 2-3 minutes. Right. I going through this, I'm doing that. And happen to, whoa, it slipped me. Oh, shucks. I forgot I had to go back and play that next one. Because people don't want to listen. And when I say voice notes only, the calls. Wow. So that's what goes on. But as you mentioned that and remind me, let me play the second one there one time.
Mr. Andy again. Good morning. You know who is the biggest crook? It's people in the upper houses, parliament, in the White House. That is the biggest crook. Okay? That is the biggest crook. All right? I say that is this. I say that is this. That is the biggest crook. Start from there.
Hello. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning to Lennox Smith, Mickie and the Mighty Pitbull. Trinidad and Tobago, watching Dr. Rowley run the PNM with all these crook and wasteful. Morning to the ground report. Morning to the Mighty Pitbull, Mickie. Trinidad and Tobago, it is so sad that we had competition with cement. Now cement has gone so high. To do any small renovation for the poor man, it is too ridiculous. The 1% buy out the brick factory, the brick is always $5 and $6. I would like to see the government address the high cost in material, that way a poor man could afford to build something that he could make call home. Especially lowering the gas price, with the fish in the sea, that we could get a cheaper price. Because for too long we have been rolling them, where the brasses raise everything, and look at the money these people squander. And they had a brasses, Penny Beckles sat right there in all those destruction. And now she want to lead the PNM. People already take it all their thoughts to think PNM we must get rid of them for life. If any party had to rise again in this country, must be anybody else except PNM. They are wasteful, they are no good, and I wish to never see them exist again in that parliament with a brass face, the kind of money that they spend and nothing to show. I am so sorry that the UNC government have all this pressure to face. But I know Kamala said she can handle it, and let me trust her, and I want to see these men and they lock up. Because when the small man do something, they have to face the full brunt of the law. What good for one, good for all. Thank you.
Nice, let's continue. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Everybody have a voice on the ground report. All right, who is this next one here? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Everybody, man.
Joke now, when he was 10 years ago. Huh? Yeah, but when he was 10 years ago, he never said anything about the PNM.
Oh, God.
See, I think Dominican Republic also gave Modi a high award. Dominican Republic. Okay? Later.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, everyone.
The gentleman who was speaking about the bus, there are some truths in that. Long time, the coach used to work every hour. And when you reach Sando, this one talking, where the bus drivers. And they didn't need to do something. But the thing about it with that man, what upsets me, he had a right to speak about it when Rowley was there. As Kamala come in, he just spilling beans because I don't know his motive. But they tell you, hate the devil, don't lie on him. The man speak truth in some instances. They need to, Zakru need to back up on these bus drivers. Sometimes 2 hours. If we there 12 o'clock in the bus terminal, we have to wait till 1:30, and they have bus drivers. They pack up there and they have to wait till 1:30. It is wrong. The coach used to travel every hour you get a coach. Now every 2 hours. Come on, man. And what they doing? This one stand up there talking, a group of them here talking. So you mean to tell me they don't have drivers, but the bus is there? Come on. But I'm upset with him because of the fact that he's speaking up now. Okay? Who in the fire is feel the heat? Under the PNM government, the bus is leaking. I get soaked down. I can say it. I got soaked down in the bus. You understand? But he had a right to speak out all the time.
Good morning, Andy. This is Miss V from Tobago. Andy, I can't believe it's so much of corruption in Trinidad, boy. All them departments have corruption. You hear how much money Saddam Hussein talk about in every department? How much corruption? With the same government ministers, PNM ministers. Right now, I feel that they have to seize all of them passports because they will run. But tell them they can't hide. They will run out of this country because the place real corrupt. I just listen with my 2 ears and it's terrible. They mess up the country, boy. It's so sad. And they want to tell people to get their marching boots. They're wicked. Andy, this is Miss V from Tobago. Andy, you believe, just now, you believe that Rowley was paying the golf partners and their money too? You saw they rape this country, Andy? You saw PNM rape this country, they're wicked. Oh gosh, man, I'm fed up with them.
Andy, good morning. What it is with Gonzalez, Marvin Gonzalez, and Tech Pants Paris? They have a press conference every day. Why do they want to find something that they'll do for their life? Paris at thief enough? You still want a thief yet?
Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Pleasant good morning to the ground report. All right, this is a short one. It's just my little input. By now, I don't know, you guys may not know who I am. Some know who I am. I am a Muslim, but this is just my take. This Asha guy came out and said that he's going to send a letter to the High Commissioner of India, but saying this to say that this is not an Islamic country. They do what they have to do in their country. We do what we have to do in our country. But when the 3 gentlemen came from abroad who came into Trinidad to help the less fortunate or the lesser fortunate ones in Trinidad, right? People that were suffering and have little issues that nobody was dealing with. The PNM government didn't really care. They were sent back from the airport. I didn't hear nobody come out and say, let us have a protest and let us come out and say something on behalf of these guys, because they were dealt with unjustly, unkindly, however you want to call it, right? We felt hurt at that time. I didn't hear anybody come out. You know, we are human beings first. If the Prime Minister from India have to come here to make his input in whatever will benefit the country, I don't see nothing is wrong with that. This is not an Islamic country. So this is just my take, all right? Yes, it's me again. You know, the only person, the only Muslim that used to stand up for everybody, all the other Muslims in Trinidad, everybody knows this guy who was deceased was Mr. Yasin Abu Bakr. That is the only person that used to stand up for every Muslim, and I don't know what they had against him, but he was genuine. He used to feed the poor. He used to help people. He didn't have to know which part they come from, who they are, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. He didn't want to know who they were, as long as they needed help, and he could have done it. He used to do it, and they're still doing it. But you know what? Nobody don't recognize them because everybody want to give somebody a stigma. Charity begin at home. All right?
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, wherever you are. Now, Andy, the bossman made some good, he gave some good ideas, right? He gave some good suggestions, very good. But these things, what he's complaining about or speaking about, they didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen only for the past month or so. It was going on all the time, and I never hear about no bossman calling in. Never. He only started calling in when election was due, close to, and happened. That is the only time he started calling in. So, Andy, what I am saying, his views were very good concerning the buses and so on, what kind to buy, and, you know, the different things about the drivers only liming and the hours of the buses and so on. Very good contribution. But, again, I shall repeat it, he did not say a thing for the past 9 years. And this is what I believe Mr. Santa Cruz and Mr. Barpo is always speaking about. All you only have mouth now. Like you all really were afraid of Rowley. You all really were afraid of Kid Rowley. Who the hell is Kid Rowley, man? Thank you.
And do you remember those Muslims, most of them who want to play the Asian, them who playing that they so care about us. They never really cared for us. They always supported PNM. You know why? Because they had the money. You understand? They don't care about the rest of us on the ground, you know. Why? Because they want to stay on top like the 1%. On top of us with the money. You understand? That's why we had to stop buying from them and things. We must treat them just like the 1%. Don't go in the business place. They don't care about the people here. Moody come in, he bring in, look, $80 million in drugs PNM had. And all spoiled while people were struggling to stay alive in hospitals. That is what them people like. You don't know why, because they had a drugstore and thing. They had the money, they could go doctor. When Moody come here, he would bring medicine for us. You would see he would help us. And that is for the poor man. Nobody loves the poor man here. They use religion as a shade. All of them. One big mouth one who did break the law and in a traffic violation and have to tell the police he is whoever, house speaker or what, and they do so and to let him go, but they still charge him. He forget that. PNM kick up a fuss, they kick him out of Parliament. You understand? So all of them have the revenge on Kamala. They don't care about us, the people, the normal people who need help. They don't care about us. They are racist. You could say what you want. They are racist and biased people. Why? because other people will get help from people like Moody and them. Which Ketas man they will get from Gonzales in St. Vincent, they will get help from him. He always begging like a beggar all about. We feed him enough so he could talk all the tata he talking now. Just like them Muslims here. They don't care about us. You see, one used to be talking and bopping him out. Now he can't even talk. You see? Our God do sleep, Andy. Our God do sleep. They don't want nothing for the people under. They don't want nothing for the Hindus and things. Why? Why this must become a race war? Why? It's about people. People are people wherever you go. This must never be. Andy, we must come out and support. Moody behind technology. They rather the Chinese come here with the BS to cheat all you, rather than to bring technology for our children here, ourselves. They're doing operations by Lisa and thing. Oh, we don't want that suddenly. You know how much we could get, how much help we could get from all those things? All the people who need heart surgery here, the man could even discount it and thing and tell us come to his country. But you see, all of them biased. They don't want nobody else to survive. Them alone must survive.
Nobody here. So the next big topic is CPEP. And the thing with CPEP is, well, I'm taking it from a very different angle. CPEP is a symptom of a failed market economy. What CPEP does is, it hires some contractors. The CPEP workers do not work for the government. The CPEP workers work for their contractors. The contractors are hired by the government. CPEP was created as a make-work program, meaning the nature of the state and its market economy cannot generate enough employment for something resembling full employment, right? And you have a whole bunch of people, because of that, who are unemployed and all of the ills that follow that. So you create a make-work program. There's some nonsense to get people working, because otherwise you cannot get them to work. Your market economy, the means of generating value and the ability to trade that value on the free market is failing and or failed. Right? So you have to do something. You try a thing. And it sweetens the pot when that thing can also be a political football and or a political base, which is why every time the governments change, the CPEP change, because it's going to be based on your base. So CPEP is a symptom of part of a failed state kind of thing, a failed market economy. It is not about generating wealth. It is about redistribution of wealth, which is communism. Capitalism is about generating wealth, generating value, and trading on a free market, and the prosperity that comes with that for both the person generating the value and the person consuming the value. But when you don't have that, you have to find some way of redistributing the hard work of a few individuals, and often to a political end, and often in a forced manner, right? So the CPEP thing, I'll have more to say about it, but we need to recognize it for what it is. See it as the dragon it is. Morning, everybody, again. So let's continue on the CPEP thing. Remember, and this is a reminder, remember what CPEP originally was. It was a way of the government trying to help small contractors and encourage people to get into business by starting off in small contracting and then to grow themselves into medium and larger contractors. And the easiest thing for anybody to do is to start off cleaning for the government.
We got that point in, nobody. Let me just play that third one. When it added up, it's about 10 minutes, and that's the problem I have. And some people will say, hey, I didn't hear this. Hey, but when I send one voice note, two voice note, three voice note, when it added up to 6 minutes, 10 minutes, come on, you all. I don't think I'm supposed to be explaining, but I do, because I don't want nobody to feel that I'm biased in any way. But come on, man. All right.
More than nobody here. So on the whole Moody visit thing, because that's the next hot topic. The unfortunate thing about Trinidad is we think our nonsense politics here has any sway or importance on the world politics. Moody coming here for me, and I think I called her and mentioned it too, is Trinidad and Tobago, another example of Trinidad and Tobago finally, after 10 years, stepping onto the right side of history. The last regime was leaning Trinidad and Tobago to the authoritarian side of the world. China, Venezuela, Iran, Russia. We were smuggling Venezuelan oil. We were allowing Iranian fuel to sneak into Venezuela, etc., etc. But they say, I think it was Rowley himself, he said that China, he said it to the US, China is our preferred trading partner, and all of these things. This regime clearly has rubbished all of that, and I'm super glad of that. We are shaking off the Venezuelan yoke. We are looking to Guyana, which was always the better option. We are leaning more to the United States of America and the Western world and Democratic and Republican concepts, right? And making ties with India now is part of that process because we need an anchor in the East. The East is the manufacturing part of the world. Vietnam, China, India, right? Taiwan, Japan. This is the manufacturing hub of the world. And if we want either to be able to source product from them and or direct investment and or a way of being some kind of a transshipment hub, which Trinidad is ideally placed to be for the Americans, the Caribbean certainly. And certainly we can provide energy to these countries. We need to have a dealing with a giant in the East, and we have chosen India. And the other option is China. And for me, I wouldn't even say it's the lesser of two evils. I think India is a far better choice than choosing China. There's a old saying, you sleep a dog, you get fleas. Right? So that's what this is about. Unfortunately, there's a segment of this population who are only seeing this along a racial line. That is the sad thing about Trinidad. Our nonsense, our local nonsense politics blinds us to the bigger international picture.
Morning, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, the Ground Report. Why is all this tit for tat? Come on, we voted in a government that we recognize is capable of running this country. We're not supposed to be fighting against one another. We're supposed to be in unity because unity is strength. This tit for tat, everybody will have the difference of opinion. You don't have Miss Santa Cruz, me lover. You be the bigger person, or you better than that? You better than that? You're not supposed to answer nobody. Let us say what they want to say and do what they want to do. In everything you do, good criticism, bad criticism. Leave that alone. But we, the people of the country, have so much in we plate. It's so full of bubble and corruption that we can't sit down and let that override with stomach and let we vomit. We have to make sure that we stand up for one another, that we face reality, that what is being brought out by the present government that was done by the past government is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We have to get ourselves in order and remember that we have a country to run. Not only the Prime Minister and the cabinet of the country, no, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago have a country to run, because each one tell one, each one help one, each one lead one. We have to know what we're doing in this country. Can't let every dog that pass and you throw a bone, you bite it. No, we don't have to do it like that. We have to make sure we keep on the right track. Focus. Stay focused. Because if we ain't stay focused, trouble go be in we camp. Them sour grapes that day on the other side. Leave them. They're both sour and bitter. And they don't understand that they lost. When you lost is a dangerous thing to when you in control. They're not in control anymore, so you know that they will find all sorts of things to say and do to let it look as if the Kamala Prasad Bisesa new government is not doing the work that they used to do. She really ain't doing the work they didn't do, because she's finding out in every ministry all the bubble and all the wrongdoings that went on inside it, and all the big people who were in government that were getting contracts and the small man getting nothing. Rowley said the rich have to get richer, and that is exactly when I see Kadisha Amin for the flood went down in Carolina back road and see the state of we citizens, elderly, how they living, and know, well, oh God, this is pure evil, hate, and animosity, because you're not supporting a PNM regime. But Father God will take control. Let we keep focus and continue to do what is right for this country, that is upholding our patriotism and our democracy. Let we leave them people, let them perform, because performance great. Let them learn them to their performance. Performance better than old talk, right? Good morning.
Good morning, people of radio. Oh, Lennox. Lennox, we got a new freedom fighter in Lavanti, boy. I say good morning to Cream Marcel, boy. He's standing up for the poor and the needy. He's taking the case serious. The victimized agency workers, so they're coming out in their thousand. They say must love the PLM for poor people when they're in opposition. I hear them come out and stand up for the Piccadilly school, the St. Philip school. When they were smelling tutu water for the last 7 months, they ain't come out. They show how much they care and appreciate poor people when they're in opposition by Lennox, boy. Lennox. Good morning, Andy. You so much love the PNM for poor people, boy, when they're in opposition. When they send on protection workers, they send on TSCT workers. You remember when those marching and a man was kneeling down and begging back for your work, boy? They open a hotline now, Andy. You lost your work for the last 9 years. Call the PNM. Call Farrell Sawari. Them care. My brother Kramer said them care about poor people now, boy. Yeah. Black man. All they wake up. They only care about all the way they're in opposition. As they hit office, they forget all. All they know. Watch them.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Quick.
PNM must never, ever in this life see the corridor politics again. They're too evil and wicked. They're begging for all the PNM to come back home. It's like welcome to the Hotel California. You understand? It's like welcome to the Hotel California. All you was there 10 years, all you ain't begging nothing. But now people leave only because they taste all you sour, all you not good. We happy with the code, we happy with the LOC code, we good. Leave me alone. Move.
Andy Williams, good morning to you and everybody on your listening TV show. I sent you this video and this voice note about 2 days now. And me hear you play it, I see you watch it because I see no blue tick. So I don't know what's going on. You don't have to play this one on the TV, but I just sending you a reminder that I'll send you this video and this voice note about 2 days now. So good morning, Andy Williams. This is Diane Petra from South from, morning, Andy Williams, to you and your co-host and everybody that's listening on your station this morning. This is the same video from Arabella. So I just let you know it's Diane Petra. Good morning to you, Andy Williams, and your co-host and everybody listening on the station this morning. It's Diane Petra from San Fernando West that sent you this video from yesterday. So blessings, have a great day, have a wonderful day, and God bless our nation, our Prime Minister, and her MPs as well. Thank you, Andy.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the line. Andy, you see the kind of corruption going on in this country with this former Rowley administration?
Yes.
It's the most wicked, evil set of people you can think about, you know. When you hear the kind of money that these people wasted, taxpayers' money, I sure if that was them personally, they'd never do none of them things that they have done to the taxpayers in this country. These people are exceedingly wicked. When you hear men like Zaku and Anna Roberts, Naked, and all the other contributors in the parliament, because watching the parliament channel, and the kind of thing I hear, I want to know if we live in a fantasy world, you know. That is corruption. Boy, I want to see every member, and I mean every member of Rowley and the blood-sucking parasite government make a jail in this country, you know. These people and them, like them, they must burn in the piss of hell. The wicked, fire burn the PNM, boy. Oh, God, boy. Nah, nah. God bless everyone.
PNM is pressure nigga more.
Oh, God, remember we can't use those language. All right, sweetheart, hold it down.
Good morning again, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and Newbie, and everybody out there. Mother Bunny, I hear you. I hear you. But you know what it is really annoys me? They try to make it as though I defend the UNC, whether or not they do right or wrong. I want them to tell me what has the UNC done wrong so far. They're not there 3 months yet. And what is the wrong am I defending? What is the wrong? I will stand up and I will preach their goodness from the mountaintops. And who don't like it, Mother Bernie, too bad for them. But when they do good, we have to say that they do good. And I want to tell Miss Santa Cruz here, the Santa Cruz caller. It's not only PNMites doing it. UNC people doing it as well. And we hear it here on the chat. So you can't be blaming PNMites alone. I know for a fact that some UNC people are doing it as well. Criticizing what the government is doing. Thanks a lot. And Mother Bernie, I hear you. I hear you. Take care.
Good morning, gentlemen. Andy, you know, I know, and everybody who have sense know that we all have the responsibility now to fix this country. Okay? And we know that we must never ever forget, I would say it every day, about what PNM did to Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago for 10 years. It is not just old talk. It is not just bacchanal. It's not just gossip. It's a fact. It is truth. The evidence is there. I am listening to these ministers when they go to Parliament, when they are they are informing us about all the corruption, the racket, the everything evil that this PNM government did to Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago for the past 10 years. Yes, 10 years again. You understand? I listened the other day to the Minister of Tourism. I think he's tourism and anyway, I can't remember his name, but the Minister of Tourism and something else. And when I listen, we must take time and listen, We just talk. But it is very important to listen, When things are coming straight out of the mouths of these ministers, these UNC government ministers. And this man was talking about tourism, yes, and trade, and all the things that could be done.
Lennox Smith, just now I have to get your indulgence, my brother. So hold on, just now I'm calling for your indulgence. Hold on a minute, let me just finish with book there.
To enhance, the economy and to make Trinidad and Tobago a better place. And I am saying, he was excellent. He was excellent when he spoke about all the different ideas to improve revenue and to build Trinidad and Tobago. You hear? And I am wondering, what in God's name was these PNM so-called ministers, these gangsters that they call ministers?
So what these gangsters, we're finished with Roadbrook Day, man.
What were they doing for the past 10 years? Only thieving, lying, racket, seeing about their friends and their family and the 1%, and leaving the ordinary citizens to suffer. Nothing for the poor people on the ground, nothing. You hear? People can't buy a bread, and now we are hearing from our ministers how much millions and billions were wasted by these gangsters, these PNM gangsters that they call ministers. People, all you gonna let that, them can't just pack the bag full of millions and walk away, I am waiting, the evidence is there. Everything, when I listen to the court shows on TV with Judge Judy and things, the first thing she asks when they come with a case, do you have evidence? And she rules according to the evidence, because the evidence is truth and fact of what went on. Ministers, you have plenty evidence. Minister Alexander, Minister Homeland Security, the new Commissioner of Police. I know, and I am looking, and I am sure you are not a yes man. Nobody, no PNM didn't buy you like they do the last two that was there. You understand? You stand for truth, deal with the facts, and don't hesitate. Jail only for the little poor boy by the corner. You hear? Jail is for all of them who thief with money and have we suffering. You understand? So, let me start moving. The evidence is there. You must make an example to let these people know that they cannot break the law, they cannot misbehave in public office and get away. You understand? We cleaning house, we fixing this country, and all who think they can march and prance and bully and come and figure they can terrorize this government, hey, all you don't go there. Don't go there. You understand? This government is an intelligent government, is a strong government. They are working hard to fix Trinidad and Tobago, which is in a massive mess. So all you who feel all you're bad, all you who feel all you could come and terrorize them, all your PNM, don't do it. We cleaning house, we fixing the place, and all you better batten all your crease. Good work, ministers. Good work to my government. Do what all you have to do. And Minister Padarat, is people like you we need in a government, you understand, to put all of them in the lane. You're doing what is right, and who vex, they vex. They can call you this, they can call you that, it doesn't matter. You are about the people's business. You are about putting the wrongs right. You understand? And come on. We fixing this place. Enough of the low life, gutter, labastarian, all that was not good. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to clean this country and make our country the beautiful, prosperous country that we know it could be. Blessings to all who want to make Trinidad and Tobago a better place.
Andy, good morning. Lower Santa Cruz. Andy, what it was watching the annual program. We went to Guyana, and if you see how Guyana developing, and last year sometime, I was seeing that the Guyana Prime Minister say he will show China how to spend the oil money. When Rowley offered him the refinery oil, he said no, he will build one. So Andy, we had to take a page out of them book and see how things going. And I only hope that the people in Trinidad and Tobago and put back this corrupted government what they had before. So Andy, you and Mickie and the rest of them have a very good day.
Andy, Lennox, Mickie, good morning. You know what I want to say? Asia is a Muslim border. What are they kicking against the Moonies coming here? Did Pakistan say anything to Trinidad? Or are they saying anything to Trinidad? Modi still sent oil, rice, vaccine for the COVID time to Trinidad, and that was for everybody, not one particular group. So what is happening to Muslim people? Are they sick? You know? They want everything for themselves, they like everything for themselves. This is not India or Pakistan, this is Trinidad. And anybody could come here. This country belongs to the Muslims and the Hindus and anybody else. It belongs to everybody that is Trinidadian and Tobagonian. Okay? So tell them shut up and stay quiet.
When them vote for Siochong to get $1 million, they show you how devious and wicked these people is because they do not care about the poor in the country. If them could vote for a man who worked for a month, millions of dollars as a pension, tell you what they talk about we. Pitbull, we had to keep up the pressure. We had to keep it to the throat. We had to lock the throat and they must be able to breathe. They had to fade away. All Faris doing now is sitting down and checking how much people now walking. Checking what people they lay off. They too wicked, they didn't check in nothing. All the time they were thieving. Pitbull here, what's going on? Is that what they don't realize, the last man vote was God. You understand? And if they cannot take UNC there and they vex and they angry, let them take it up with God. They cannot move anti-Kamala. Or they could gently migrate to other countries sweetly. We would still love them from afar. That's not a problem. But don't stay here and be pressured because all you don't like the government that is in power or feel hurt.
Nice. Last voice note, Lennox Smith, before we could hear what's on your mind and go to take some live calls.
Andy, Mighty K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Pleasant, good morning. Andy, so you telling me these CPEP workers and them still had the guts and the belly and the audacity to go down and go and say they're making a protest down by the people headquarters place down there? But why these people proving themselves like they're so uneducated, boy? Why these people and them don't understand? If a woman like Twiggy could speak out and understand what's taking place, with us saying, drawing Twiggy as an example, why these others cannot understand simple English? It's either you have to speak with it in patois, French, or you have to speak in Spanish. Because I can't understand the hearing what's taking place all again nothing more than scrums. Next to nothing more than scrums. The people advantaging all here, the bullying all here, they using all here as a political arenas to come and go here, then everywhere, and if all they don't come, memo sending out that all they could get fired, all they wouldn't be on no payroll for the next time, and all this kind of crazy thing when politics is going on, which is election time. And you telling me these people and them with a shameless self, you have to put it like this, because all they really have no shame. All they hear the people saying, they speaking about it, they're telling all they again a month.
We're going to finish Miss Centrally. Right, they hearing about it, that the people get it a month. They just finish that day quick.
Advance, which will be for the time that all you home, right? It come like all you get a little early vacation. It's not like to say the people fire all and they're not going to get back rehired. It's not like the stinking piping sprung in Hano Vision carrying a country dirty, wicked, cold-hearted. Duns, dead PNM government, they're not like that.
And you see how it is me? Just as I to explain, so in the future, please all you leave the pet bull alone, let me do what I do. I'm not perfect. Because look, my central voice is going in. The phone only ringing, cutting it. I might organize them and take the call. And then I might forget to go back to central. Understand? All right, let me continue. And then now, the people now who calling, go say, like that, though, say that voice. I trying to call and Andy only hanging him up. He went answer the phone, not knowing Andy hanging them up. Because my central voice not playing. And the call, cutting it. So please give me a break. Let me do what I do, the best that I can, and stop complaining. Okay? All right, so let me finish with central. I hope whoever calling it a person out, though they got us, because I don't want to answer. And then after that, I forget to go back to my central. So I'm going to continue with centrally. About 3 people hang up so far.
Because we, as the right-thinking citizen in this country, will not condole and contribute to them kind.
Alright, I have 4 people and continue. So the voice notes keep getting cut.
Kind of performance. Which our government will do in people wickedness. We don't promote those things. Full stop. We promote goodness. We promote happiness. We promote things that what's supposed to benefit the citizen of our country. And this type of thing. You can't tell me discipline and that's, oh God, all I have a real, I don't know how to put it again, you know. A real, no kind of, no training on educated performance by all you. What all they gain by running out all their self day? All they taking China by Penny Beckles? Who can't even give you a proper direction? She's a female version of Rowley. All you understand that right now them digging hole and it's themselves going and falling it. Because when silver bracelet and blue lights visit them and ready to deal with them, all you got to understand better in this country, you know. Because all you understand the heights of dishonesty and racket discipline was running in it. I tell you, the boys on the ground, them is just who that's taking a chance in life and doing what they're not supposed to do. But the real criminals is in jacket and tie. Everything in this life, Andy, have an original and imitation. The boy on the ground is imitation. The boys and them in the jacket and tie, them is the original. Criminals. You understand? Them is the real culprit in a real life. You understand? So I don't understand. It's time for this thing to stop now. Discipline and let's continue going on every God make a day and acting like if you know it wouldn't come to understanding with them where they're going to get sorted the right way and get rehired back the right way and gain benefits out of the same work they was doing. Yes, Andy, so I also forgot to mention, it is so nice to hear Ms. Woodbrook voice back on the program. thank God her daughter and she's, fully recovered. Thank God for that. And may God continue blessing you all for the great contribution that you all always put on this program. And thank God you're safe and sound. And it is good to hear you back on the program. And to all the other great contributors, Miss Santa Cruz, Barra Pork, Silver Fox, we haven't heard them for a long while. Silver Fox, I don't know if you could get onto the program. We haven't heard your voice for the longest while. Mother Bernie, and so many others that I may forget out. Right? Kudos to all of you. And it's goodness you're rolling with. So once more, people, we are one nation, one people, one love, and unity we're rolling with. Nothing other than that. Right? Locked on and listen, Andy. And is that.
Good morning to the Magnificent Tree. Let me tell you something about this CPEC thing. CPEC is something that the PNM government bring as a voter base. You must know that, right? But the people in CPEC don't really understand how they been misused and ridiculed in a sort of way. Because the government believe anybody working CPEC is a set of foolish people who ain't have no sense. Here is the thing. You remember between 2010 to 2015, the minimum wage was $9. Kamala put on $6 and she make it $15. And I hear a senator now boasting how the PNM raised the minimum wage 3 times. But here is the thing. In 3 times, it moved from 15 to 22. So 3 times you raise the minimum wage and you only raise it by $7. Whereas the UNC raised it 1 and raised it by $6. And the people glad for that. They send the raise the minimum wage. So what kind of sense these people have if you see minimum wage 3 times and it only reach $22? If it was the UNC raised that 3 times, it would have been about $33. So you see how stupid these people is and nobody matching against that. So, you just have to take with a pinch of salt. And in Parliament, well, they have kicks in. Imagine the girl from Tobago, Miss Rahman, say that the UNC having 3 senators, 3 ministers in one place like, I think was the Ministry of Finance, right? And that will cost the taxpayers. But she's supporting one man that's going to get $87,000 a month and a pension $1 million, and that wouldn't put pressure on the taxpayers because he's going to get that money for life. So what kind of sense these people have? They feel it's stupid, we're stupid. Them is just only blockers, blocking, like when you're playing cricket and you're making no shot, and all you're making is block, and you spend 3-4 hours there and you only have 1 run. Good day to you, sir.
Nice. Oh boy, so after I indulge my brother, hard working man, rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, when the wind blows the cradle we rock. Rock-a-bye. Hey, look, baby, get up. Go ahead, my baby Lennox Smith. I am indulging you.
Well, it's not you alone, of course. I thank the caller for calling me and, of course, making a similar observation. And so I want to thank the caller. So it's not just you alone. So we have friends every and all the ways, so to speak. But of course, I sent you a clip with respect to Modi because sections of the Muslim community are quarreling and are upset with the presence of the to come presence of Prime Minister Modi to Trinidad and Tobago. So I just wanted to put things in perspective for those members of the Muslim community that may be misled for one reason or another, to show that that particular clip shows where he received the highest award because one Muslim organization said that he should get the highest award. Well, He got it in Barbados. He got it, of course, in Dominica. He got it in Guyana. He got it, of course, in Russia. He got it, of course, in France. He got it in, I think, the United States as well. So that will, of course, certify that the argument without what I consider to be substance, or the argument without depth or research, is no argument. And I think that would put things in perspective there. And of course, all the people who may be clinging to or may be considering that as a valid one, to let them know that the man is an international statesman. He did, in fact, of course, made an intervention during COVID, provided, including Trinidad and Tobago, eventually with the vaccine. The vaccine that, of course, was given for free in the beginning. Trinidad and Tobago refused, and of course, then blamed the High Commissioner here, Rowley. He was very irate, and of course, the Commissioner once again had to respond and say, no, you were delinquent. You derelicted your responsibility to the people of
Another international recognition for India's Prime Minister.
And when they got that, go ahead, yes.
No, go ahead. I just fixing up your scenes here, Lennox. Right, by the time.
And when the argument was drived home to Rowley's tick head, because it appears he studied too much rocks, he then says, well, listen, we cannot be measured by if somebody donates something to you. In other words, you mustn't take it, even though he knew, and the argument was very, very clear, that no small country with a small population, in the early days of the availability of vaccine, particularly the one that was being produced by India, no small country could have afforded it, one, and two, because of the quantity, the producers were not selling them. They were not selling those countries. All of the first world countries with their huge multi-million populations, they were the ones that bought up all of those vaccines in the early days. The AstraZeneca is the specific one that I'm referring to here. So he has been an international statesman. He is an international statesman, very concerned about it. And of course, India has the third largest economy in the world. It has taken over, of course, a place where countries such as the United Kingdom. And for that, we have to, of course, engage, even though, of course, they may be on the other side of the globe or the earth. But the fact of the matter is that they have a diaspora here by way of colonial history that the present Indian community, whether it's Muslims or Hindus, have come as a consequence of that blot, if you want to call it that, or that evolution of humankind. The fact of the matter is that we have a large section of that diaspora here in Trinidad, and that by itself, apart from trade and technology and all of the other things that India is now known for, we can benefit from. So well done, and playing that clip, I think, will put things in perspective in terms of the respect that Modi has and the Indian Prime Minister has across the globe.
Nice. Oh boy. Let's get it together. Oh, nice.
Another international recognition for India's Prime Minister. Guyana and Dominica conferred their top awards on Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his contributions during the COVID-19 pandemic and his exceptional contributions to the global community and efforts in strengthening bilateral ties with the two Caribbean nations. The Prime Minister was conferred the Order of Excellence by Guyanese President Irfan Ali, while Sylvanie Burton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, conferred the highest national award, Dominica Award of Honor, on Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his statesmanship, his commitment to strengthening India and Dominica ties. Barbados has also announced to honor the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the prestigious Honorary Order of Freedom of Barbados. Earlier, the Indian Prime Minister was also conferred Nigeria's Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. The prestigious distinction makes him only the second foreign dignitary to receive it, a testament to his global standing and leadership. These latest awards are yet another feather in his cap. Over the years, PM Modi has been honored by countries and organizations around the world for his exceptional leadership and contributions. Some of these awards include: in July this year, PM Modi officially received Russia's most prestigious civilian honor, the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle, which was bestowed upon him in 2019. The award recognizes PM Modi's distinguished contribution to developing a privileged strategic partnership between Russia and India and fostering friendly ties between the two countries. On March 22, 2024, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred the Order of Druk Gyalpo, Bhutan's highest civilian decoration, by the King of Bhutan in a public ceremony at Thimphu. On 25th August 2023, the Indian Prime Minister was conferred with the Grand Cross of the Order of Honor by President Katerina Sakellaropoulou of Greece. On July 13, 2023, PM Modi was conferred with France's highest award, the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor in Paris. On June 25, 2023, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi conferred the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with its highest civilian award, the Order of the Nile in Cairo. On May 22, 2023, PM Modi was conferred the highest honor of Fiji, the Companion of the Order of Fiji, in recognition of his global leadership. Only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor to date, the Prime Minister's office had said back then. On December 21, 2020, the US President Donald Trump conferred the highest decoration, the Legion of Merit, Degree Chief Commander, to PM Modi. On August 24, 2019, PM Modi was conferred the King Hamad Order of Renaissance during his visit to Bahrain in recognition of his efforts to strengthen bilateral relations with the Gulf nation. PM Modi was the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Bahrain. On August 24, 2019, PM Modi was honored with the UAE's highest civilian award, the Order of Zayed, in recognition of his pivotal role in building the strategic relationship between the two countries. The award has earlier been bestowed on world leaders like the Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. On June 8, 2019, Prime Minister Modi was conferred with Maldives' highest honor, the Rule of Nishan-Uzaidin, during his state visit to the country. The most honorable order of the Distinguished Rule of Nishan-Uzaidin is the Maldives' highest honor accorded to foreign dignitaries. On February 10, 2018, PM Modi was conferred the Grand Collar of the State of Palestine, the highest Palestinian honor for foreign dignitaries. On April 3, 2016, during his visit to Saudi Arabia, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred Saudi Arabia's highest civilian honor, the King Abdulaziz Sash. Apart from the highest civilian honors, PM Modi has also been conferred with several awards by prestigious organizations across the globe. In 2019, PM Modi was conferred the Global Goalkeeper Award by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The first ever Philip Kotler Presidential Award was given to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2019. This award is offered annually to the leader of a nation. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred with the Champions of the Earth Award 2018 for his policy leadership by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Champions of the Earth is the highest UN honor in the field of environment. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred with the prestigious Seoul Peace Prize for 2018. It is awarded biannually. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a people's leader, dedicated to solving their problems and improving their well-being.
Wow.
Another.
Wow, indeed. Wow, indeed. Let them take that. Do all you can, and you can't be more Muslim than the Palestinians. They conferred the highest award on them. So the Muslims here would fight for and, of course, advocate against Zionism in favor of the Palestine. Well, of course, they conferred an award on him as well. So let's put all of that hullabaloo to rest now.
But Muslims and all them kind of
edified, educated, and now change their position, because that is the function fundamentally of education.
Wow. So that kind of choppiness where some people on here, Lennox Smith, with about Muslim this and Hindu that and da-da-da. But I see there's all kind of race game, man, all kind of thing there, boy. Don't that Chinese, boy?
But everybody that is of known in this world, everybody that every country that is known to any casual observer or person that may be learned geography or otherwise, you don't have to be an expert. You must know about France. You must know about the United States. Yeah, you must know about that. Yeah, and these are the people that conferred the highest award that the country could bestow upon any individual. And you here talking about one yesterday, I didn't mind, but three more Muslim groups in Trinidad come to the inescapable conclusion as far as they are concerned that this man should not. Of course, they're referring, of course, to his policy position as far as Kashmir is concerned, the Indian administered part of that part of the country, where, of course, the Chinese have a piece, the Pakistanis have a piece. Well, he did some things there that some people may be considered to be regrettable, but all in all, when you look at his work across the globe, I mean, let's face it, these people have bypassed that. Why you cannot?
When I start to see different religion from Catholic to Hindu to Muslim to what, I say, oh God.
Yeah, Middle Eastern people.
Sheiks,
I mean, they just Egypt and all.
Saudi Arabia,
Egypt, you can't be more Muslim there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I say,
Saudi Arabia.
Imagine that. Hold 1 minute. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, ground report. Tuna Puna, Mickie, Andy, Lennox, and the guy family, ground report family. Now, I just want to draw a reference to something. I listened last night to Inshan's program, the Islamic program, which his brother was carrying on, and the sentiments that was expressed by a number of callers, Muslims that is, and degrading the man, Mr. Modi, and in terms of calling him, an international criminal and whatnot, for the killing of Muslims in India and what have you. I want to ask them something. I never hear them come out and cry out against what is happening in Bangladesh, where the Muslims are killing the Hindus, burning them alive. I also want to ask them, I never hear them complaining or making no fuss about what is happening in Afghanistan, where they taking already rights of their own Muslim people, including that of women, who cannot work, who cannot get an education, and what have you. It's a high level of hypocrisy by these people. And I want to tell Asia and all these so-called Muslims, I don't want to get in no religious war. What has the Muslim community, or who the people that is up globally, the Muslim community, those countries, what have they done for Trinidad and Tobago in terms of any form of aid or anything like that? Absolutely nothing. No aid, no trade, no nothing like that. What happens is this, and what Modi is doing, because you have a number of people, lecturers, people in the university, the amount of doctors and people who work in the health institution in Trinidad and Tobago from India. Have you heard any of these people coming from the Muslim community? No. And then again, remember when the COVID, as Lennox rightfully said, when Modi made a special offer to send the AstraZeneca vaccine to Trinidad and Tobago, he made sure that we again left out. Understand? And then Keith Rowley had the audacity to say that he is begging and refuse it and whatnot, and then had to swallow it, he vomit and accept it, and then it was sent to Barbados, whose Prime Minister Mia Motley sent them to Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to tell the Muslim community, because here it is, yesterday's papers, Winston Dukaran, who's an international figure, who work with all kind of global institutions, United Nations, this, that, and big universities all over the world and whatnot, and who made a significant contribution to international affairs, has endorsed the Prime Minister of India coming to Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't know what the hell these people in Trinidad and Tobago, huh? Why is it so hypocritical when you see all that was taking place in Bangladesh and in Afghanistan and whatnot, and said absolutely nothing. So it just goes to show you that these people are selective. They are selective. Remember, these were the same Muslim people who were crying out that the government should go and bring back all those people who were fighting ISIS and whatnot, and the children and whatnot and whatnot. I have no problem with that. These were the same people who were crying out that they're not getting foreign exchange to go to Mecca and whatnot, and the pilgrimage and all these kind of things. What did you all do as a member of the Muslim community in Trinidad and Tobago to really generate an awareness, a consciousness, getting involved in, and although tell them about religion, because they are getting involved in the politics of the country. Don't tell me that, because here why? I would say this openly. The majority of the people of East Indian descent who were involved in the politics of this country were the people of the Hindu community. Because when you watch the Kamla Pasabi Sesa, Rural Mundial, and many of our ministers and all, they are Hindus, and they fought for this country, unlike the PNM, where you had Qasim Hussein, you had Kamaluddin Mohammed, you had the neutral mixed people and all of them. All the Muslim community who were involved with the PNM, they were only there for beneficial gains. They didn't care anything about the well-being of this country. Understand what I'm saying? So this is high-class hypocrisy by the community of the Muslim in Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to tell others something. Don't come to push no racial divide in this country between the Hindus and the Muslims. Because we are of that ilk. We are a united people, and we live not only with the Hindu and Muslim community, but the Christian and all the other religious denominations and the races together. So don't come and push that notation here. And I want to believe they will push that, they will continue for that. Don't be surprised to see that they have protests taking place today and the thing. I am saying that this Abdullah and all this, you're going to hear them. But I want to tell them something. The Hindu community in Trinidad and Tobago, who has contributed more than the Muslim community to this country, in terms of every aspect of governance, and they welcome this man. Now I want to get to another point, and I hope I take too long. Keith Rowley has destroyed this country, the economy of this country, and he has also helped to destroy, not to help, but he has also destroyed the PNM, who is frightened, not like crab in a barrel, but like lavash rat, to see if they could get themselves together. He has also put this country in that predicament that took place in the parliament the other day, where he anointed Short Young as a prime minister, and now that had a big hullabaloo about it as to whether we should pay Short Young $87,000 a month with $1 million back pay and what have you. You know? And here again, by your failure as a prime minister, you have brought this country into disrepute. Because here where it is, I see now, and they're not rightfully state, it seems as though suing is the order of the day. The governor of the central bank, and I want people to understand this. This is not something that was done, a wish-wash kind of thing, with the governor of the central bank being fired. You blatantly refuse the Auditor General, which is stipulated in law, to audit the books. Right? You didn't do that. You refused the letter thing with the checking thing with the checks and whatnot and the thing. In addition to that, you have failed to give an account to this country of the financial status of this country, our monies that we have in the reserves, our borrowing, our lending, and all this, what we owe in and all these kind of things. You haven't given that. And all these are the factors, because herewise, the central bank law says that the Auditor General is responsible for auditing the central bank. But if you wish to you could have an external auditor, but that must be done in conjunction and consultation with the Minister of Finance. And I believe that was a conspiracy, because you didn't want the Auditor General to audit the books, that you went and you get that outside auditor company to do the auditing. And I am sure Colby would have given credence for that, because he wouldn't want the local people to disclose what the corruption that was taking place. So you sanction that central bank governor, and today you want to come and tell me and make it look like you were fired because you didn't disclose the people who got the foreign exchange and whatnot. Nonsense. You as a central bank governor for 10 years, from 2010 to 2015, the 2025, 15 years, you were there, and you failed miserably in terms of handling our economy, and you sided with the government. $2 or $3 billion missing. You have not inform the public, the country, why this went or what happened and all this kind of thing. So you could be a part of a conspiracy with a PNM government, a mafia, a brotherhood of wrongdoers, and all this kind of thing. I know that I've seen now. Senator Vera is studying, contemplating suing Dr. Kirk-Vegu based on statement he made about the independent senators. We see now the governor of the central, former governor of the central bank is wanting to sue the state. We see now the CPEP people and the lawyer is Larry Lala and all these things. So you've just seen a whole heap of things that everybody wants to sue this government now based on action that's taken. What I want to tell them is, when these matters reach to the court, and maybe some may go to the highest level, to the Privy Council for adjudication, these are not ordinary matters, because when the exposure of corruption that is taking place, like the CPEP issue, CPEP was supposed to be a community enhancement program. The contractors were supposed to come from the community and who would employ the people from in the community. But what was happening is people who were closely linked to the PNM from outside were coming in this community, bringing in people from outside the community to work and what have you, Andy. And all this was discovered at the high level of corruption that was taking place within CPEP. And now that the Minister Barry Padarath and you've seen it now talking about Mr. Zakur, Transport Minister, you've seen what happened in Caribbean Airlines and all that, and Rohanson and on. I tell you all, I want to see all your fellas in jacket and tie. In jail, you know, man. In jail with monopoly money. Monopoly money. Because all your people has brought this country that we had to end up begging. Our country reached the stage of begging. We had to beg outside people for help with every aspect of governance. And today, one of the main pillars, the most important person that is standing up to give us and render that assistance to us is Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India.
All right.
You have these people criticizing them, and the hypocrisy to its highest level. Have a blessed day, brother.
All right, thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You know where the term monopoly money came from? You know where it came from?
Right.
Andy?
Hold on there, hold on. I didn't hear you. Go ahead, caller.
All right,
morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from the bar.
The bar. I think that the first call for the morning, man.
Yeah. Gentlemen, let me explain something to people. Three things in this world you had a real broad back to discuss. You see racism, politics, and religion. And there's no winner in any of those debates when you're discussing that. Because it would always have a bias towards racism. If it's African, he go bias African. If it's Indian, then go bias Indian. If it's a Hindu, then go bias Hinduism. If it's Muslim, likewise with politics and things. Now, I think I am probably one of the only person in this country could discuss religion and be open about it. Because I is a Hindu, my wife is Muslim, my mother is a Christian, one of my sisters is a Obeah woman, the next brother is some kind of Baptist. So when it's Christmas time, I eat ham. When it's Diwali, I eat chana and aloo. When it's Eid, I eat sawine. When it's Obeah time, I eating blackhead chicken. And I don't have no problem with discussing religion and things. That don't bother me. But children them, I tell them all be all they want to be once you can find all yourself and we have integrity and dignity in this world that we live in. So when it comes to this issue with Modi and this Asha people and things, people don't always understand that because of Kamaluddin Mohammed, the Asha always had a bias towards PNM. They were the 7% of the population that always give the PNM the nudge to be the government. When you look at the 250,000 UNC vote, 250,000 PNM vote, that 7% used to give the PNM the advantage, the Muslim community, the Asha community, to be the government in the country. Let us investigate that, fact check it, and tell me I'm wrong. So this issue here, with Modi coming and Astra coming out and talking the dotishness, that's just another PNM part of looking for relevance, like the CPEP people them with Alwari them all of a sudden come and playing that how they so care about CPEP workers and things. How you could care about people, but caring about them and keeping them in the poverty that they in? You didn't supposed to be looking for CPEP to help nobody. You're supposed to be looking for something to give them sustainability. And that's what PNM always accustomed doing. They are accustomed giving you a fish and feed you for the day and keep you hungry for the rest of your life. They will never teach you how to fish so that you could empower yourself and survive over your own after a time. So once I could keep you always dependent on me and making you feel that the only survival you have is through me, you would always support me. And while you remain hungry and begging, them living lavish lifestyle, and these CPEP people, them had to understand that in the first place, them didn't supposed to be in those CPEP. They're supposed to be in a program. They wanted to help CPEP people. Here what to do. Get 100 acres of land, cultivate it with pepper and pineapple, and export it, and let these people, if it's 10,000 of them, let each of them earn a revenue off of that. And tell me, in 2 years, them wouldn't be able to be sustainable on their own without depending on going and begging for no $100 a day work to cut grass. Why they don't think about that? Why they don't do that for the who suffering and feel that all their life depend on the CPEP? But they make a think about that. Then you come back down to this idiot and we're talking about Modi and all that thing. When I was getting married, one of the man, you know, you always have bias again, telling my in-laws, hey, your only daughter you got married is a Hindu boy, why didn't get somebody in the community and married she to this and thing? You know, all his children them divorced already. And 25 years now I'm married and still going strong. And he was telling my, don't get somebody of the Muslim faith and thing. One day my wife invited me, and who vexed could last enough? Because I don't really care. The truth has to come out. If you're back in, all them Muslim them, around the world, we're so concerned about what's taking place with Modi. Why they don't mobilize themselves and go and stop Israel from killing and massacring children and women in Gaza? But they could have leave trade out here, fight with a terrorist group in ISIS in Afghanistan and Syria for money. And when injustice taking place, every Muslim blind, they notice, they could see what's going on with Modi, but they must see what's going on with this demon in Israel with bombing people who fighting to survive, little children for food and things. They can't see that. They see what Modi doing. Why did they go and watch what the oppression that Afghanistan, they deprive the women from over there, that they cannot go to school, they cannot drive cars, they cannot wear a clothing that they don't approve of. Why they don't think about that and go and stand against it? One day my wife invite me to the mosque for a little program. When I go on there, they're telling me, here what? You want to go and they're in front side, my wife and the children, them go down in the back. When time to eat, they're telling me I had to eat with them as a man and my wife them had to eat by themselves. I said, but since I'm married, I never one day eat by myself. Me and my wife and I children sit at the table and we eat together. I come now to be a part of something that is holy and you tell me, well, they're segregating that for me. The most precious thing in my life is to sit with my family and share a meal. I can't do that. I said, no, me eating. I tell my wife, don't eat nothing. We are eating here. If we cannot eat together, we're not going to sit together. We apart. And we make our stance. And after that, I never went back to no mosque or anything like that. My mother-in-law is a devout Muslim. And she Just appreciate everything that I do because I just do it with moral and spiritual beliefs. So this notice is what them idiot them call her. When they want me to give Modi, Mastana Bahal, what? This is a man who's recognized throughout the world as one of the greatest 21st century leader for his people and his country. And talking a lot of that dotishness in this country. Why you going to talk the oppression that Rowley was handing down to the people in this country? Embarrassing and ridiculing a woman. The first woman prime minister who can recognize all over the world and become the second female prime minister. Ridiculing and talking about geometry and talking about grooming your lawn and go and drink a punch in there and punch in there and thing. And they never open the door to his mouth and say nothing. Now they're coming out to talk about bringing Modi. After today, everything that happens in this country, Trinidad and Tobago have to benefit. So let them stay with a blasted, dotish, oppressed, PNM thinking mentality and rock so with that. Because they have nothing to contribute to this country. Continue to support oppression rather than elevation and prosperity for this country. So Asha Board, who is opposing this country, to hell with all you. We're moving strong. There's a big accident right now on the highway by the northbound before Charlieville flyover. So all be careful. The macro traffic now signs the bill. Okay, gentlemen. Have a and enjoy the rest of the holiday. Take it.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
A pleasant good morning to you all at Ground Report. Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, Mickie K, and all the families of the Ground Report. I'm from Grandy, and my little contribution this morning is I watched the clips with the Prime Minister Modi from India, and it is so, I mean, for one man to receive all these acclaimment from different countries, things have to be right. And it's nothing to do with religion or whatever. He reminds me of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And it's a joy for us now to have this man looking to come to this country. That Prime Minister is an upliftment for us, and recognizing that our Prime Minister, Kamala, knows what she's doing, and we all welcome him fully. We know that when Rowley took office as a Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, he opened the door for the 1% to come, and they came in and destroyed. Look at the central bank. What they're hiding, all these foreign exchanges, and the 1%, the Syrians took it. The small working class became nothing. The 1% was handling everything. Rowley, Wakan, Yobi, and all the ministers and had them submitted to all the nastiness he's doing. He destroyed this country for the 10 years. He destroyed the working class system of life and all of that Rowley did. And today, we stand here now praising God that we have been released from these demons. These are the people who still in the PNM. All you're wasting all your time, because every time I see you all, and all the press report and all of that, Harari and all of you, you see the hate and greed. All them standing up there to help no small man. All you still greedy, all you want more and more. You can never be content because Lucifer with all you. The more you have, the more you want. All you fighting. Look at the CPEP. I sorry for these people and them who not see the reality of what's going on. But Barry has told you all will be getting paid. Manning opened this CPEP for us to have, like when foreigners coming in, the whole runway will see coming down into the island, the place clean and all of that. But Canopy and them is telling you all to march. It's not for all year. It's to cause confusion for the UNC. But tell she wasting she time. All you CPEP, all you get wise. Stand up for all your dignity, in all your dignity. You understand? Stand up proud. The UNC come here to make you all respected human beings, not dogs. Because what I was telling earlier, or they come and vote for me, or they come down and this and they come down and that. That is not a human way of treating one another, all right? And that's my contribution for this morning. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check at 6 minutes to the hour of 10 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning? Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good night, the people of Radio and Lennox Smith. See, Baraport, put Baraport in the class because that's all the people want in the East West corridor. They want CPAP and URP to be in a Down syndrome thing. They want more. They're settling for less. And did they take away my job, boy? All right to pay. Our school books to buy. I deserve less, boy. I don't want more. You know, when the Honorable Basil Pandey give the PNM government a piece of land, you know, Raul, you come and take it away and give back an Indian businessman, Jinlal. For the last 9 years, how much black man Raul honor and give him an award? He went Ghana and come back with 10,000 yam seed. I love Kamala, the showing appreciation to the people. I ain't done it before you that pay them at UNC, you know. So black people, take a page from the book, honor your black brothers and sisters. And it's sad. That's what a racial come to them pay plan them. Them pushing a racial agenda. I go on by.
Morning caller.
Good morning, Andy. And hello, Andy. Hello?
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, we're hearing you. Go ahead, caller.
Right. I want to make a little point here. I don't know if all you know, a few weeks back what took place on that side of the world. It had an operation, something called Operation Sindoor. You see, that operation, that way hurting us, yeah, and all them Islamic board in Trinidad and Tobago. You hear? Let me tell you something, Mr. Modi, he's about the fourth or fifth biggest statesman in the world recognizing the heart of Islam, right? The Saudi Arabia kingdom, which is the heart of Islam, honor the man, and this fly-by-night Muslim, right, talking about that. But I want you to look at the operation that's called Sindoor. Operation Sindoor will take place on that side of the world, right? You know who carried out that operation, Lennox and Andy? Who was one of the players in that? A female Indian Muslim woman, a colonel. You hear? And let me inform you, if all you might know, India is the second largest population, Muslim population in the world, right? So I don't understand them. Right? They wouldn't go down according to Barack. Go down in Israel and you're protesting, but they're protesting all over the world. But nobody is going down in Gaza to help them Muslim down there. Let them name man Netanyahu will kill all of them down there. You hear? Modi is a great man. Modi say he don't want to part of Pakistan. He's only wasting his voice with them and the time with them. You know what he do? He say, well, while India is exporting education and pharmaceutical and medicine and technology and space tech. You know what the Islamic neighbors to India doing? Exporting terrorists. That is all Islam. But I want to say something, Lennox. You see, Islam neck break, the back break with the internet right now. Yeah, I want to advise people to watch YouTube and the internet and watch Christian Prince and Shamoon, and you will see where Islam is a false religion. The ideology is to take over the world, and by force, there's nothing holy and spiritual. They have nothing godly in them. It's hurting them. That next one, we're going to dead in a while. How his name? Ancient Ishmael. He he gets that place near the Diwali Nagar Day from a Hindu woman prime minister, right? And what happened, he built a medical center. He might need live for that center to help you out. Because you know why? You always bad talking Hindu and saying how they praying to how much God they have and up to the stage they just worship and all kind of things. That's why he's too suffering today. Thank you.
Thank you. Last caller. Go ahead, my brother. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's it. It's 10 o'clock. Don't forget to call transformation tonight. Lennox Smith at 8 p.m. You could have choose anywhere else.
Don't forget, of course, there's a programming change in terms of time from 8 to 9:30. We working towards backwards, going to 9. So because of my hectic schedule, I wouldn't be able, of course, to make it for the 2 hours. But certainly, of course, we're working towards
just go for 1 hour.
A standard time of 1 hour. But for the time being, 9:30. Of course, even though last night was so hectic, I had to go up to 10. But we'll get there. We'll get there with time.
Nice. So you could have choose anywhere else to look on to, or choose the Ground Report. For those of you that choose Guyana, the Caribbean, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, thank you so much for looking to us on this Thursday edition of the Ground Report. We look forward to your company tomorrow, please God, Friday, right here, same time, same place. I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. On behalf of our great team, Lennox Smith and Mickie K, we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.